Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the WardiTV Mondays, number 34. I'm, of course, just VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to your weekly dose, of WardiTV action. Here we go. We are jumping into our first series, exclamation mark B. In the chat, if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves, the bracket is stashed and the bracket is live, and we are jumping into the round of 32. And this morning, in the top left-hand corner of ByuN, we have the Polish Protoss player, the green Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player for the Platinum Heroes from land of the UK. It is Eva. It's Eva, Pappy. Let's go. Playing Zerg. He's crazy. He's not playing random. Of course, we featured Eva over the weekend as well in Sparkling Tunica, where he played random and he rolled Terran 3 games in a row. It was very smudge. He was very upset. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But here, playing his main race, playing Zerg, of course. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our PVC. Let's go. Game 1 to be on ByuN. ByuN is going to be an interesting one here, considering that ByuN is it one of the middle of the road maps here in the map pool? Kind of. It is a larger map. It's a wider map at least, but the attack path is very direct here on ByuN, so aggression can be favored. We have seen players already make use of this and go for some all-ins on this map. We've seen a lot of German taxis, Queen walks across the map, Roach-based all-ins, Ling Hydra-based all-ins. I feel like have a lot of potential here on ByuN. We'll see. We'll see how Eva will approach this. As I'll be honest, I haven't casted Eva Zerg in quite some time. I'm curious how he compares. I'm curious how he does perform. Ooh, my apologies. We'll get rid of the tuna after this. Of course, we casted the Sparkling Tuna Cup yesterday, and did leave the logos mod on, but we'll remove it for the WardiTV Monday. We'll get around to it. Until then, Hatchcast full standard opener out of Eva. Likewise, Geralt going for a Stargate opener as well. Nothing crazy. We don't really expect anything crazy out of these two, or at least out of Geralt. Eva at times can be hyper aggressive, so we'll keep our eyes on Eva. And from the side of Geralt, we should just be seeing Stargate into a third base, into +1 and Blink, into a standard mid game. I say that Geralt, he has been known to mix in charge Archon based compositions in the mid game. He has been known for that, so that's another thing to keep an eye on from the side of Geralt. We'll keep an eye on him. So, Zerg, true. Also, welcome to all those in chat. I see share my papi, share my welcome. Bienvenidos, No Screen, Wormshik, Noam Chomsky, The Walk as well. Babylings for coming first, for being the first verified quacker. Welcome. Good to see you all. Always. I see Sidecons in the chat. Trish. I can't. Trish 6. I'll stick with that for now. God damn it. These Polish names, I can't handle it. Regardless, we are going to be settling in, and again, we still have a full bracket ahead of us. After this series, we'll be switching our scenes. We'll catch up on the brackets and figure out where we are and where we are headed, and what we can expect as well. There are certain players that are regulars, of course, in this tournament, but there are other players that are missing. There are some players that are missing here from today's broadcast, so we'll be going over that as well. Until then, Oracle. Until then, Stargate opener into the Oracle, so no surprises here. Again, Geralt is going to be rushing across the map. Likewise, back at home, going for his third base, saturating, probing on up. Likewise, Eva is doing the same. Getting ready here, the spores are on the way. We have 2 queens and a spore at the natural. We have 1 queen, 1 spore in the main. Second queen is on the way, and Eva should be fine. He should be secure. Oracle does find 1 drone in between the bases. Not bad. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets... Oh god, he gets 3! The Oracle getting more damage than what should have happened here. So 4 drones going to be going down. Brutal damage. Stasis trap into the middle line. Eva, he does pull away in time. Thankfully, oh no! Jesus. Does pull away in time. Doesn't take too much damage from the stasis, but again, 4 drone kills is pretty nice from Geralt, getting a 5th drone towards the end. Eva, he had all the tools to defend, but unfortunately there was a position here in between the bases, and Geralt, he found so much damage. Getting up to 7, getting up to 8, denying mining as well. Oh my god. This is becoming far too much very quickly here. 9, 10 drones. 10 drones going down. Ay. for what initially was meant to be a solid defense here has all fallen on his face, and Eva is in a rough position. 10 drones going down, lost mine time as well. From here, Eva, he can try to stabilize, but recovering from here, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Eva, he has a lot of droning to do, and we may just go for an all-in at this point. Right now, Eva is droning. True, he's droning. He's getting another base. He has no lair. He has no way to go for an all-in. There's no lair. There's no gases. There's no roach warren. At this point, Eva, he is going purely into Ling Hydra, which does have potential. So he's setting up for Ling Hydra, but Geralt's not done. Geralt, he's not done. The depths are moving out. Now, because Eva lost a bunch of drones, what's happening? He's redroning, right? He has to spend his lava to redrone, to resaturate. Because he's redroning, that means his ground army is lacking. He does have some links to work with, but the depths are here, oracles as well, and Eva is still in trouble. We'll see if Eva can keep up. So our adepts, they threaten to shade into the main. They do not commit. Now going for the fourth. Keeping tabs on Eva. So far, Eva, he is able to keep up. So far, so good. Safety Baliness is on the way. Behind this, Geralt's going for a +1 blink into Temple Archives, into Storm, which is the go-to. Likewise, oracles, they dive in. They do get one of the queens. Yeah, they get 1, 2. They can get the final queen as well. There's no transfuse. And the oracles, they will not go down. 3 queens fall. Again, this is getting out of hand. Snowballing very quickly, out of control. And again, as one oracle finally does. Oh god, one oracle goes down. The last one wants another queen, and he will get it. Getting how many queens? 4. 4 queens going down. 10 drones, 4 lings. And Eva at this point, I feel like, has to commit. Eva is taking another expansion. Go Eva, he's almost like he's playing like a laser. Almost. Where a laser, it's not uncommon for a laser to lose like 20 workers in a game, but because he's purely redroning, like he can sustain those kind of losses. Here Eva does go for a massive link counterattack, gets us around, but the oracles, they trade so well. The Archon finally does fall. But so many links just went down. Maybe behind this, going into his Hydras. Eva cutting works at 71. That is just over 3 base saturation. Eva taking his gases, massing up Hydra. Now, I don't expect Eva to get an infestation bit. I don't expect Eva to get lurkered in. I expect a Ling Hydra all-in just because all the damage has been taken. That would make the most sense in my mind. But as I say that, more gases. Never mind, more gases are being taken. This is indicative of further tech, indicative of lurker tech and hive tech. Eva is amassing. Is amassing his army. Storm has yet to begin. That's a bit of an oversight here. Storm has not yet begun researching. These High Templar, they're gathering energy, but for nothing. Not at the moment. Ooh, Fleet Beacon. Fleet Beacon's on the way. Eva, he hasn't drawn in quite some time. He has all these bases, but mainly using them for larva. As he is massing up more lings, more hydras. And when do we notice that we have no storm? I'm even double checking myself here. Yeah, there's 7 High Templar. Oh god. There's 7 High Templar and 0 storm. Oh no. Eva he can win this. He can still win this game. He can crush this army. Without any storms, this army does nothing. Sure, there's 1 Archon. The station traps, they can't help. When will he notice? He'll notice when the fight happens. And yeah, it's the all-in. I assume these gases meant further attack, but he didn't even saturate. Didn't even saturate the gas. So the gases were fake. It's all or nothing. He's going for the all-in. So he's all-in here on 69 workers. Nice. On pure Ling Bane Hydra. No hive, no infestation bit, no lurker den, no nothing. And Eva, he can pull this off because why? Because there is no storm. 0 storms. Now, Eva, he could see this army and he may feel tentative about rushing in because of that. Now knows. Now he should know. Geralt, did he try to storm? Oh god, okay, he's about to try. No. But Eva, he's diving in. There we go, morphing the Archons. Now he realizes. And Eva, he can crush this. He can and he will. He takes down all the Archons. 1, 2, 3 Archons going down. Takes down the Oracle. Again, High Templar coming in. Eva must be wondering, hold up, where's the storm? What's going on? What's happening right now? Aha! And Eva, he will break the expansion. Yeah, the base will fall. From here, he can just keep on going. It's purely Stalkers to defend against Ling Hydra, which is not ideal. Anyway, snowballing out of control. He breaks on through. There we go. Storm finally begins at almost the 10-minute mark. Ay, ay, ay. Feels Storm, man. Feels Storm. Feels forgotten even. As Eva, he's pushing on through despite the shaky start to the game. We just persevere. The tenacity, baby. The Eva. Crazy. As Bailins, they take down the Artosis pylon. And again, Storm will not be a factor into this game. Despite that, yeah, right again. Geralt, he even said it towards the end. He forgot Storm. GG, well played. And Eva will take game number 1. GG. Ay, ay, ay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting into the next game. Getting into game 2. Let's go. Whew. Getting into game number 2, and we'll see how this story ends as we're going to be loading into Tokamak. Oh boy. And we'll see. We'll see if we can we'll see if he can bounce back. Oh god. I mean, Geralt, he had a really strong start. He had a really strong start to the game. He killed 10 workers. He killed 4 queens. He was shutting down the links. Like, Geralt, he was looking dominant in that game. And then he didn't research Storm. And he acted like he did have it. As in, he had 7 High Templar. I mean, again, Geralt, he also emphasized that at the end of the game. But just really unfortunate there. That would have been the difference between winning and losing. And with that, we're getting to our next game. We're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak. We have the Polish Protoss player, the green Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Geralt. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg himself, representing the Platinum Heroes, the land of the UK, leading the series 1-0. It is Eva. Let's go. Let us go as we are settling into our second game. And again, Eva, I mean, shout out to Eva for, again, persevering. As we mentioned, because he had taken so much damage, it makes sense for Eva to go for an all-in. So he went for straight up a Ling, Bane, Hydra all-in. No further tech, no further droning. He cut workers at 69. Nice. And again, he did not take up or throw down anything else, not even working on upgrades. Bear that in mind as well. Just pure Ling, Bane, Hydra. And unfortunately, Geralt, despite his amazing starts, did forget some tech. Now, I don't expect that to happen again. This time, I'm sure that Geralt, he's going to be tightening things up and securing himself and making sure that he is solid and ready for what's to come. I'm sure that Geralt, he will be making sure that he doesn't forget something like that again. Whether it's Storm, whether it's Charge, whether it's upgrades. I'm sure Geralt, he is going to be on top of that. Here we go. As we are coming down, we do have our hatch gas pool, standard open out of Eva. Eva force take the unnatural natural, and welcome one all to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger defensive maps in the map pool. I'll remember the tuna, don't worry. God damn it. But one of the larger, more defensive maps, and because of that, I do favor Geralt coming into this when it comes to securing himself on 3 and 4 bases. Again, as I was mentioning before, like Geralt, he just has to tighten up his play a little bit here, replicate his success in the last game, and he should be fine. From the side of Eva, he has to lock in. He has to lock in when it comes to his early game defense. The amount of damage that the Oracles dealt in game 1 was brutal. Should not have happened. So it's going to be on Eva here to keep up with his queen control, with his queen movements, with his queen positioning, with his spores as well. Mainly queen movements is what I should say. So we are setting up. We are going to be setting up here. Likewise, Stargate opener once again by Geralt. And again, we don't really expect Geralt to deviate. Like, he's not really too much of a cheesy player. So Stargate, Oracle, third base, +1 blink is what we're expecting here from our Protoss player. Eva, he has shown us that he is willing to go for these all-ins. I do think that the all-in was more of a response just because of the rough early game, though. I feel like typically Eva does want to play out a more standard setup. If he's able to get a cleaner early game, that's what we should be expecting out of Eva. Now, though, the upside do shade into the main. They can threaten the low ground. They can and they will. As they look to poke in once again. So far the queens are keeping up, but say shed into the mineral line. Yeah, nice position here behind said mineral line. Getting one drone kill so far. Getting the one. Likewise trades well against the Lings. Takes down 7 Lings so far. That's a Lings. It's a lot of Lings going down at the same time. It up shades into the natural. Spore's not ready. Oh, the spore was not ready. Eba, he was distracted. Yeah, GG gets called. Ay, ay, ay. It happens. The Adept Harass was causing Eba to, again, be distracted. No spore in the main, no spore at the natural. It does happen. And with that, GG, Geralt, he does tie things up 1-1. Whew. GG, well played. With that, we are going to the ace match, and we'll see how this story ends. Again, it's one of those things where, I mean, there are certain timings, there are certain things that you have to have in the back of your mind. Even when you're busy dealing with this aggression, dealing with this harassment, you need to be on top of certain things like your queen timings and your spore timings as well. Otherwise, the oracles will just tear you apart. Unfortunately, because Eva was hyperfixated on that adept defense, the spores did slip his mind. The spores and the queen defense, it all did slip his mind, and with that, GG. GG well played. The early game can be very intense, very unforgiving, very brutal when it comes to adept and oracle defense. And we'll see if we can tighten things up here as we get into the ace match. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Polish Protoss player, the green Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. Tying up the series, it is Geralt. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eva from the UK. Let's go. Let us go. As we are going to be settling into the largest map in the map pool. You don't get larger than Maganatha. I haven't double checked actually, but this might even be a larger map than Neo Violet Square, to be honest. Like, it is huge when it comes to the amount of bases, when it comes to the rush distance by ground, the distance, the terrain itself. But what I will say, as opposed to maps like Neo Violet Square, is that the bases are very spread out. They're very spread out, so it can be difficult to defend these bases. Likewise, a lot of attack paths, a lot of different angles of attack as well, can make it more difficult to turtle on Maganatha, at least more so than the previous maps in the previous map pool. So we'll see how our players will approach this. And again, I'm hoping for a back and forth mid-game here. But so far, Geralt, he has excelled in the early game. Both in Game 1 and in Game 2, Geralt, when it comes to his Adept and Oracle Harass, it's been something that Eba has been having a harder time keeping up with. Has been having a harder time. Now, because the rush distance by ground is longer, it does mean that adepts take longer to get across the map, which means Eba should have a cleaner defense. At least I would hope so. We'll keep an eye on Eba. Setting up. So we're not going to be setting up here. Likewise, Stargates in the main, to be expected. Adepts are moving out. And again, it's on Eba to keep up. God damn it. after the series, we'll put the tuna to bed, put him to rest. We'll set him aside. So probably setting up. Remember, 2 adepts taking one-shot drones, so the 2 adepts are moving in. They are going to be threatening a dive. Scotty does get into the mineral line already. 1, 2, 3 drones going down. already a rough start here for Eva. Getting 3 drone kills, and the Adepts, they are on full HP and full shields as they shed into the main, and this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand here. 5 drone kills. Now the Spore is on the way, so Eva, he's a lot more attentive this time. Oracle into the main. Spore is almost done, but not quite yet. There we go. The Queen's here rotate to compensate. Getting another drone, getting another 2 workers. 7 in total. But Eva, he is holding on. Likewise, Lings get across the map. I mean, because the Adepts did fall, the pylon is exposed. Not bad. Takes on the pylon. Oh, good. So, setting up. Oh, it looks like someone may have slipped into the lobby. Yeah. Looks like someone slipped in. Can I, like, block this person? There we go. But we'll do our best to remove him. Shout out to the real Maradekos. The real Maradekos, he is... Oh, just poke in. But the real one, he's a German caster. He's a German caster. He's a nice guy, but it looks like someone is pretending to be a different caster. So we will get rid of him. Yo, we haven't seen someone impersonate a caster in a while. Actually, I think this is the first one this year. Ah, there you go. It's just like the EPT Open Cups. But oh, and this is the problem here, is that unfortunately he's gonna be lagging out. The problem is that I don't think the players obviously don't know, so hopefully that doesn't impact the game too much. But it is a shame. So far, we're going to be settling in. Double Adept in towards that 3rd. Getting a couple drone kills so far, getting up to 3. Another 4 drones going down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, there we go. We are gonna remake. All good, all good. We are gonna remake, rehost, and this time it should just be the regular casters. It's all good. It's all good. Beautiful, beautiful. So we can resume from replay. This time with our regular casters. But usually whenever something like that happens, it's usually like someone that's like betting on games, so they want like insider information, or they want to like see games ahead of time to like, you know, to do that sort of thing. Here we go. Here we go. They haven't retired for EWC. True, true. They haven't retired. Oh no. Did the imports make the game? Yeah. It's all good. It happens. It's also on us. We should have realized that someone weird had joined the lobby. I was otherwise distracted. So it's also on us. We'll do our best. Do our best to make sure that doesn't happen. we go. We are jumping back into our game. Whew, okay, so first things first, so where were we? So geralt, he had a really strong early game when it came to harassing, when it came to getting 800 damage. From here, eBay, he is trying to stabilize, getting into zone 3 base economy. Once again, going Ling Hydra as his unit composition. Once again, he does skip his roaches. This is more ideal against Blink Stalker based compositions, but ooh, Storm is on the way. This time, geralt, he will not forget. This time, he is on top of this. Let's go. Here we go. So oracles are going to be forced back. And we're setting up for a longer macro game here. Let's go. We're setting up for a longer macro game. We just see Eva going into his Ling Hydra lurker based composition, getting another expansion, starting to work up towards Hive Tech. Geralt, he's poking out, that is true, but this shouldn't really threaten the bases of Eva. We are setting up for a longer game state here. Storm is ready this time for the move out of Geralt. Does hit that natural. Does hit the fourth, I should say. Burns a mineral line. Geralt moving in. Storms are going to be ready. With 2 storms, I mean, he can threaten the base. Yeah, but he can't quite engage. And not quite like this. Storm popping off. Massive storms here on the Hydras. Starting back the army. Oof. Eva does start to step forward, takes down the Archons. Does catch a couple of Archons, does pick away at the Stalkers. As Eva is kiting back. I mean, so far these have still been some brutal trades. Does take the Archons and the High Templar. Has bled all of his Lings. Hydras are exposed. Eva, he should have enough to hold on. As they come in to reinforce. And so far, Eva forced back. There we go. The Lunkers are on the way. And with that, Eva, he will hold. Whew. In doing so, geralt, he pulls back. He pulls back. He pulls away. From here, we can start taking up even further. We'll see if we throw down a Stargate or a Fleet Beacon. Geralt's committing to his ground army. But as the lurker count builds up, that's when Sky Toss is going to be necessary. Or a heavy robo composition, which isn't really here yet. It's also getting called out. And moving in on the right hand side, or towards the south side, I should say. And we're almost setting up for a pseudo base trade here. I mean, that's a lot of High Templar across the map. Do we recall? It's too late to recall. Zel's going to be completely shot down. High Templar gets 1 storm up. Does get the 1 storm. There we go. 2nd storm as well. Geralt, he does not yet turn around. But the lurkers are pushing in. And the base is going to fall. And Geralt back at home is not really achieving anything here. Moving in towards the bases, trying to catch whatever he can, but he has no detection. Lurkers, they defend. And they attack. And Eva, I mean, takes down the third expansion. From here, we can just keep on pushing, but there are a lot of storms here back at home. Speaking of, storms, they pop up. Storms do pop up. 1 lurker does get targeted. Tempest has arrived. Behind this, Eva switching into Sky Toss, going for more Tempest. So Geralt even. Eva does rotate towards the 4th base. Is being shot down. Some expensive losses here for Eva. Lurkers, they keep moving in. Going for the Cyber Core. We'll see if they can. As all these lurkers are going to go down. Eva coming in to reinforce, going for the Tempest. Just try to rush in. And one Tempest. Oh, can he get it? Oh my god, barely can. Takes down the Tempest. Lurkers are in position. And remember, there is no observer here. There's no detection. Wow, zero detection. Tempest rallies in. Eva pushing through. We're breaking down that Twilight Council. Takes down the Council. Oracle's being built. Eva, he's so close to breaking Geralt. So close. Oh, his rally was getting caught out. His rally was getting caught. Lurkers are exposed. And with that, Eva's being cleaned up. Yeah, there's that second revelation. Oh, and Geralt, he's now on 4 bases. He's got his 3rd fully operational, his 4th fully operational. He maintained and retained all those stalkers, and Eva, he was all in. I should say, he is all in. Is all in with this. No hive. These are lair tech lurkers, no hive tech, no upgrades. Just only +1. That was meant to end the game, and it almost did. Almost did end the game. But the longer this goes on, the better it is for Geralt. Lurkers have any upgrades? No, it's an all-in. Those are asking in the chat. Zelta head towards the bases. They force back Eva. They delay his push. Getting 8, 9 more drone kills. Ay. And Geralt just buying more time. Takes down 10 workers. Distracts Eva. Trades against the Hydras. And Geralt is going to get a hit. He's getting out of control. Not like this. Yes, from here, Geralt, he's maxed. He's now reached max capacity here. I mean, he's made it. His goal was to weather the storm, and he has. And Eva, he has no longevity in this game. He has no longevity. He has no answer to a Skytross army. He's trying to push forward. I'm trying to. We got more lurkers. And more lurkers going down. I mean, Eva, he's close to maxing out, and he can still potentially end the game with a maxed out army. But it's one big fight that Eva's hoping for. Oh god, not like this. Mass revelation, we get a full surround, and this army is going to get completely swallowed up. Eva, he will lose the entire lurker force. At the same time, coming in with his Hydras. Does come in from behind. Oh god, but the storms are brutal. And GG gets caught as Eva, he runs out of steam, and Geralt, he will take the series 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We'll take the series, we'll advance on. And with that, congratulations, Geralt, he does advance on to the next round. Meanwhile, we do see Eva, he is knocked out. He's knocked out of the tournament. Again, he was able to hold his own, but in general, in the early game was really brutal for Eva. Game 1, Game 2, and even in Game 3 as well, Geralt, he had a very comfortable lead for himself, able to wreak havoc, get drone kills, and put Eva in a brutal position. And we'll see where that leads us as we are heading over to the America server, as we're going to be following Geralt into the next round. Let's go. Let us go. Alright, I should also get rid of the tuna. I got you. But exclamation mark be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Let us switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Let's go. From the top here, we have our number 1 seed. We have ByuN. ByuN, I think, is the number 1 seed of the tournament here for today's broadcast. We have ByuN taking down Steck 2-0. ByuN waiting for the winner of Arcfire and Wayne in the next round. Meanwhile, we have SKillous. SKillous takes down Ragnar. Lambo takes down Gref, and we have SKillous versus Lambo also in the second round. Honestly, really spicy matchup. I hope that someone is covering that series. Scrolling down, we have Classic. Classic takes down MJG 2-1. Classic waiting for the winner of Percival and Rex, and we have Cure. Cure takes down Hatsu 2-0, and Cure now begins Geralt in that next round in that TVP. So that's going to be our next series, Cure versus Geralt, coming up next. One momento as we do set things up and get things going. So that is going to be our next series here in the round of 16. Just making sure we don't get left behind. Beautiful. Meanwhile, some of the other matches that are ongoing. We have, scrolling down, we have the number 2 seed of the tournament. We have MaxPax. We have MaxPax as number 2 seed. He does take down Solicitus 2-0, waiting for the winner of Shameless and Young Yakov. Scrolling down, we have Mana. Mana's up against Hearthstone in that second round. We have herO versus Lemon, and we have Creator versus Nicaract. Interesting spread of players is what I will say. I would have assumed that without Clem being here, I'm pretty sure that herO would have been the number 1 seed. So interesting that herO and MaxPax have been placed on the same half of the bracket. So we'll see if anyone can stop the PvP semifinals. And this may have been done intentionally because I just realized that the top Terran players in the top half. So we have ByuN and Cure in the top half of the bracket. We have MaxPax and herO in the bottom half of the bracket. So we'll see if we can stop that TVP finals. We'll see if anyone can bring them down. Just to reiterate, we are missing Clem. Clem is not here, but again, he had an intense weekend playing the Pigsty Festival. So maybe, the Pigsty Festival. So maybe just taking up some time off, taking the day off even. So Clem is nowhere to be found, at least not in the WardiTV Monday. He might still show up for the Monday night weekly. He might just be sleeping in, and he might play in tonight's broadcast instead. So we'll see if Clem makes his return. Otherwise, we have some other key players as well, right? We have Mana versus Hearthstone. We have herO versus Lemon. We have Creator versus Nicaract as well. A lot of matches going on. Lemon takes out Nice 2-1. Big win there for Lemon. Let's go. I mean, again, Nice, he's a retired player nowadays, but Lemon securing himself as the best player in Taiwan. Love to see it. So shout out to Lemon. Best of luck. Best of luck in that next round. And for the time being, vetoes are underway, so we do just need a moment to get that going. Here we go. So for now, we're going to be going on a short break. Here, waiting for our initial series to wrap up. I see MJG in the chat. My cannons failed me. I would say they succeeded. What do you mean? You took a game. That's impressive. Very impressive. Taking a game off of Classic. Not easy. They succeeded, man. Mana on fire at the moment, going deep in the pig tournaments. Mana, he's been on fire for 6 months at this point. We've been singing Mana's praises ever since his return to form last year in the off season of EPT. Like Mana's been getting some really strong results in recent months. Basically ever since Esports World Cup. Like post Esports World Cup is when Mana's been looking really strong and really in form. So it's really cool to see that continue coming into the Pigsty Festival. He's been in form for like 6+ months at this point. If you remember, whenever we cover tournaments on the podcast, like we're always, Yako and I were always on that Mana hard trade in recent times. If you recall, we did speak about how a lot of that feels like it's because of Stormgate. For those who are unaware, Mana, he was relatively inactive, I want to say 2024, most of 2024, most of 2023 as well, not dedicating as much time to the game. But when Stormgate Early Access came out, Mana, he dove in headfirst. Like, he was deep in Stormgate when it comes to streaming and making content. And when Stormgate died down a little bit, that's when Mana, it feels like almost like his fire was lit again, where his like competitive drive was sparked. And as Stormgate was dying down, he kept streaming, kept making content, and this time more centralized on StarCraft. And that kind of coincided with like, you know, around like halfway through last year. So it's really cool to see. Really cool to see him going toe-to-toe with some of the other best and even younger players out there. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of ByuN, we have, speaking of Polish Protosses, the red Polish Protoss player representing Streamer Zone. It is Geralt. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Terran from South Korea representing Team Liquid. It is herO. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats as we jump into our TVP. And for those that are unaware, this is I was going to say a rematch. I mean, kind of. We have seen some of our Polish Protoss players pop off, but I was referring to Cristiano. It was last week in Sparkling Tuna Cup where he 2-0'd herO, by the way. And he looked dominant. He looked crazy good as well. Where Cristiano was able to pop off. In recent times, from referring to Geralt, maybe not against herO, but against ByuN. Geralt versus ByuN when it comes to Sparkling Tuna Cup, 2 weeks in a row at this point now, and even last week when it came to the Pigstore Monday, Geralt has been looking very, sorry, not Pigstore Monday, the Tenacious Tussle is what I meant to say. Geralt has been looking very, very competitive in PvT in the mid to late game. That's what I will say. Like Geralt, he has taken maps and he has looked very, very dominant over ByuN. If he can get to that kind of game state, if he can get up to a 4-base economy, slow the game down a little bit, or I should say gain map control, and get into that maxed out composition and start working on his bank, like Geralt, he's a beast. But it's about getting there. We saw that on smaller maps, on maps like Whispers of Gold, on maps like El Dorado, Torches in the new map pool, I should emphasize Persephone in the new map pool as well. That is where an aggressive Terran player can punish Geralt and stop him before he can reach his final form. So we'll see if herO can pull that off. We shall see. As herO can be a very active player as well. I know that ByuN has a reputation for that, but herO is also, I would say, a stronger TVP player than ByuN. Like herO has some of the best TVP in the world. I think I would say top two behind Clem. I think I would comfortably say that. That's herO for now pulling away. Behind this, Twilight Council opener out of Geralt, going into Blink. And we're settling in. Mana getting the Taser retired buff. If you recall, we were making jokes about how Mana, he was like bullying the other TL boys. Bullying like SKillous and the Laser. Like Mana, he's like crazy. Making them work for their paychecks. And even taking their money as well. Please, Mana versus Harsum. For those that maybe don't tune into our broadcast, we usually follow players and we try to stay in the same portion of the bracket where we begin. So we started the broadcast off with Geralt versus Eva. So we're going to be following that into Geralt versus herO, and we're going to be following that into the upper half of the bracket, right? We try not to jump around. We try to avoid like jumping around to like other portions of the bracket into other matchups. But I'm sure another streamer out there is going to be covering some of the other matches like Mana and Hearthstone, or like some of these other matches on the other half of the bracket. As now herO does go for his Widowmine drop here into the main. Does go for his drop. Likewise, Geralt, he's in position. He's ready for it. And it shouldn't get much done. Hellion poking in towards the natural. There's a sentry, but only the sentry. Likewise takes 3 hits to kill a probe. Shield battery coming into play. Does save the mineral line. Drop is deflected. Jesus. As Geralt, he has a soul defense so far. He denies the drop. He takes down the Hellion. Geralt holds. He does hold. Likewise, back at home, herO building up on 2 bases, getting to his own bio tank into stim, combat shields +1. Tank is in position. Geralt, he can threaten a dive, but he shouldn't find much damage here. Yeah, the tank will zone away. Oh, barely out of range, though. He's going for the tech lab. He can nibble away at it, but the tank does reposition. Oh, can he still get it? No, not quite. As Stim will be preserved. And Kiri's secure on 2 bases. With this, he's secure, he's building up, he'll soon move out with his Stim and combat shields. Third CC is on the way, so he's not going for a 2-base all-in. Meanwhile, Geralt switching things up, not going into Colossus, but going up Blinkstalker, 3rd base into Storm. Let's go. Storm is on the way. Charge up +1 as well. +1 armor, of course, for those charge lots. So Geralt being a little bit frisky here with his tech of choice, avoiding the Colossus. Wood Angel coming in, Woodmines do borrow, and Geralt, he does pull away. Oh no! Oh my god, hi! Geralt, he did flinch, and he did not react in time. He hesitated, 7 probe kills, that is brutal damage. And with that cure, he even escapes with both Woodmines. Both of the Woodmines do survive, then going for another drop. Again, Geralt, he did react in time, but then he pulled back, he pulled away. Again, there was a little bit of panic going on there. And here comes Cure. Cure is pushing right towards that 3rd. Storm is available. There's a first Storm. Storm does graze the army. But the 4th base is denied. Yeah, Geralt's barely not ready for this. Does have another Storm. And Curie's content. Cure, he denies the 4th, backs off. No, line drop back into the main. Oh, gets another 4 probes, and he saves both with him. Like, oh god, oh no. Not like this. We spoke earlier about how for Geralt it's all about getting into that kind of 4-base economy, and he's not getting there. Right now, Cure is punishing him, getting probe kills left and right, denying the 4th base over and over again. That is Cure's win condition. Cure, he is up heavily here when it comes to that army size as well. And it's going to be a tough hold for Geralt. Not impossible, but it's going to be tough. Has to rely heavily here on those storms. Has to rely on those storms. Geralt, he's still trying to reprobe, trying to resaturate. It's so difficult to recover after losing that many workers that early on. 12 probe kills. How's it moving in? Army's in position. Army's pre-split. Line drop once again. Getting another 2. And oh, this time will not be able to escape. Up! Oh my god. As the Widowmines, they do split, the medevac does attempt to get away. And shouldn't quite be able to. Yeah, Widowmines are hunted down. Whew. Okay. And Geralt can now focus on the main push. But again, this map is so direct. Like, it doesn't take long at all for this army to push across the map and to hit the 4th. There's the scan. Geralt, he double expanded. Taking bottom left and center right. Geralt, he needs more time to recover. Cure, he's pushing again right down mid. He's almost there. EMPs will zone away. And Geralt, he's out of position. The base is exposed. Nice Storm. Tank goes down. But there's just so much bio here. Yeah, there's no consistent splash damage. Storm does pop off, but alas, Cure, he lifts. Takes down the base, takes down the expansion. And Cure, he will clean this up. Yeah, brutal EMPs. There's maybe 1 Storm left. Oh. Storm goes off, doesn't connect. And Cure, he can clean up this army. He wants it. Catches a High Templar. Meanwhile, thankfully, Geralt does have a 4th. Like, thankfully, he has an economy to work with. He's now getting a 5th base going for the center expansion. But again, these bases are so difficult to defend. They're just so out in the open. EMPs, they pop up. 0 Storm. 0 Storm. We have a flanking High Templar coming in. Storm zones mainly, but doesn't connect. And that's all we had left. With that Cure, he can stim, and he can win. Just momentum heavily in favor of Cure. Getting worker damage, knocking on the fourth base. Once the fourth base went down for the first time, that was almost game ended there, right? It's just so difficult to keep up with that. And the map doesn't help. And that doesn't help as herO pushes. herO finds the bottom left-hand base. Finds the expansion. This is the one base keeping herO in this game, and it's also going to go down. herO double expanding, trying to hold on. Let's pull away. So I'll say attempt to run by. I mean, they're doing what they can, but so far herO is keeping up. Oh. As herO has been able to squeeze out a couple of disruptors. Like nice Storm, it connects with one Marauder. The concave is too great. Storms are popping up, but there's just an overwhelming sea of Terran. He just takes the storms to the face. He doesn't care, Pat. He doesn't care. And with that, he takes down the expansion once again. GG gets called, and herO, he will take a lead in the series. He will take game number 1. Let's go. Whew. GG. herO does take a lead. Again, a very strong start for herO. Once again, herO, he was able to pop off with his drop play. More importantly, he was able to deny the fourth base. That was after the economic damage as well. And herO, he just could not maintain a fourth base. He could not maintain his economy and couldn't compare when it came to the size of the army either. GG. GG, well played. We'll see if herO can bounce back. We'll see what map we load into for that second game. When it comes to Pylon, when it comes to game 1, that map is very difficult to be more defensive, to maintain those bases. The rush distance by ground between third and fourth is so short, is so small. That's why we saw that herO, he just walked across and he just knocked down bases left and right. He just could not be stopped. A lot of the bases are more isolated. And coming into now we just go to the extremes. We go from Pylon into Maganatha. Maganatha being the largest map in the map pool. Let's go. Now here we have a higher chance for herO to maintain his bases. I do think that herO is going to have an easier game here when it comes to taking his third, taking his fourth, and defending these bases. We'll see how herO will adjust. Does he still try to be as aggressive? Does he still try to be as assertive? Or does he calm things down and take a different approach? Let's go. Really, this is when he just proxies. I wouldn't be surprised, I'll be honest. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back, and we'll see if he can force that ace match. It is Geralt. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is herO. Here we go. He's the manager. Exactly. Ah, no. He's brutal. Never understood why pro players are allergic to cannons and mineral lines. The reason for this is because pro players can defend without cannons and mineral lines. It would be inefficient and, in a way, a waste of resources to get cannons. Obviously, you can look at that last game and be like, oh, like that would have helped, I suppose, when it comes to the defense. But we mentioned at the time, Geralt, he did react. Like, he did react in time, he did pull away, but it did look like he hesitated or he panicked at the last moment and he pulled back for 1 second and the mine shot still went off. So unfortunately, he had a bit of a lapse when it comes to his reaction. But in an ideal world, and it happens more often than not, Geralt defends, right? Geralt, he pulls away, he defends, and he is able to shut that down without having to rely on something like cannons for defense. Obviously, there are moments where that doesn't occur, but ideally, as a player, you want to get to the point where, you know, you're not relying on something like that. You're not relying on onset crutch because it's hurting you in other ways, right? So now we are settling in. We have our initial openers. Likewise, Economic Opener out of Cure going for the Rax Expand. Likewise, Geralt going for his own Gate Cyber Expand as well. So we are going to be settling in. So already Cure just going for a different approach, going for a more economic start. From here, we could even see Geralt mix it up and go for a Stargate opener. Stargate play is typically reserved for larger maps and more safer maps. Maganatha would constitute as one of them. So we could see Geralt mix it up. Likewise, we'll see how many gateways he throws down as well. As we have our tech of choice, going to be a Twilight Council. Okay, Twilight Council opener once again out of Geralt. From here, we can go 2 Gateblink into a faster third for a greedy build. We can go 3 Gateblink Stalker without gases for a bit of a safer build to still take a third. We can go for something more aggressive, 3 Gateblink into a Robo, into a Prism across the map, or double down and go 4 Gateblink Stalker, which I can't imagine doing well here. As you can see, the Reaper Cliff, or the ability for Stalkers to get into the main, is very limited on Maganatha because of the terrain. So we expect a more economic start. I say that so far 2 more gates, so it's going to be 3 Gateblink. So 3 Gateblink Stalker out of Geralt. Looks like a very safe start. Hellion does rush in. The Hellion is locked out of the main. I believe that also denies vision. Yeah, denies scouting. Cure, he is not aware of the opener. Not aware of the tech. I mean, he saw both gateways though. And from here, Geralt expands. I mean, technically, there could be a 4th gateway in the main, and it could be 2 base play. Of course, we can see that Geralt, he's just expanding, taking his 3rd, and building up towards the mid game. You know, Akira back at home, throwing down his extra Raxes. Working towards his 3-1-1 setup. Mind Drill is moving out, so we saw how effective this Mind Drill can be. Gets spotted by the Xel'Naga. So Geralt, he is aware. And this time we are hoping that Geralt is able to shut this down ahead of time. As Cure does boost into the natural. Does boost in. Geralt, he pulls away. And, oh, he barely doesn't get the Widowmine. But he will zone away the medevac. Very nicely done. Better movement, better positioning here from Geralt. Takes down both Widowmines, and the medevac will escape. But now there's no more to threaten the bases. Whew. So this time a much cleaner defense here by Geralt. And again, this is what we were hoping for last time, in the last game. So takes down, or we'll lose 2 probes. Takes down 2 Widowmines. Better trade for our Protoss player. Likewise, he will chase Akira all the way back home. Security's not done, moving out with the Raven. Likewise is secure. We should be seeing a 3rd CC momentarily, I would imagine. Like, 2 base play is less effective here on Maganatha. And once again, Geralt going for the same build. What I mean by that, we have High Templar. We have High Templar morphing in. We have Storm on the way. We are not opening Colossus. We're going to be following this up with Storm instead, which can be risky. We saw that in the last game. Colossus, they provide for consistent splash damage. Storm are heavily reliant on energy, on mana, on the High Templar. And again, Storms are limited. You want Kira moving in. Auto turrets into the main, getting 3 probe kills, not a bad start. And range up towards the natural. Stim is not done. There are some High Templar to defend, but that's an expensive defense here for Geralt. So Kira, even getting 1 High Templar would be worth it. Kira, he distracts. While he distracts, he unloads. Stim is done in 8 seconds. Then he can stim in. And he's here for economic damage, but he might find a High Templar. Oh, does go in. He gets 1. Yeah, takes down 1. Going for another. Takes down 2 High Templar. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, brutal pickups. And that was worth it. That was well worth of a cure. Geralt from 5 down to 2, sorry, down to 3 High Templar. Does lose 2. So nice snipe there from Cure. As we are now taking the third base on the way. Geralt getting his 4th. Now, we mentioned before here that this is the largest map in the map pool, so the chances of Geralt actually successfully defending and maintaining a 4-base economy is much higher on this map. So I do actually like this quite a lot here for Geralt. Even though he just lost 2 High Templar, he's still in a decent position. He's still establishing his 4th base. We can see Cure pushing out. He gets spotted by the Zelnaga tower. Geralt, he's aware. And Geralt, he can start getting ready. There we go, warping in extra units. High Templar moving out. Remember, this is too early for Ghosts, so no EMPs. But the army does move in. Geralt not quite in position. Expecting a different angle. Just going off on the Zealots. Tank does go down. Nice pickup. Geralt playing it safe. Does pull away. Bleeds out 1 High Templar. Just the one who's got 4 left. 4 more Storms. And Storms, they zone back the army. And Geralt should be fine. Yeah, he should be fine here. Another Storm. And Geralt, he does hold. Even not quite catching the Raven. Oh. Not quite, but Geralt, he saves the mineral line, saves the expansion, and getting his 5th base alongside this. Did lose 1 High Templar, but only 1 in that defense. And you can see the stark contrast between this game and the last. Cleaner Widowmine defense, cleaner 4th base defense. Geralt, unlike the previous game, is keeping up in supply. Oh, does not get the medevac. Uh-oh. Geralt, we have to be careful here. So run back towards the natural. Geralt pushing in. Looks like he wants that mineral line. Ooh, does go for the storm. Double storm, 9 SCVs, not bad. Yes, get the hell out of here. Gets the storms off. Zelsa poke in. And Geralt backs off. He backs off. He doesn't lose any High Templar. Does pull away. The Bay is in production. 2nd robot for double Colossus production. Geralt needs a little bit more time for the Colossus. And his 5th base is about to be saturated. But you can just see how much more freedom Geralt has on a larger map. How much more freedom, how much more comfortable he is. Taking another expansion. But Cure, now he has Ghosts. Now he does have those EMPs. He gets spotted. Cure gets spotted. Zelnaga moves out. Ooh, and we start to pull events without Colossus. Zelnaga's on the way. Storm just zones, no big connection. The Storm coming in. Nice EMP. EMP connects, takes out the High Templar. Geralt has to pull away at the same time. Zelsa busts into the main. They do drop off. SCV's going to be going down. And do we go for the Storms? Not quite. There we go. 16, 18 SCV kills. But Curie's committing. He's committing in. Do we have any more defensive Storms? He gets 1. Only 1. Geralt, he's in danger here. He's in trouble. Army stepping in. Zelsa coming from behind. And Geralt, can he hold on? He can. He can and he will. High Templar, there's 3 of them to defend. He should be fine. Takes down the Ghost, shuts down the main army across the map. Cure, he's hurting. And Geralt, he dominates. He takes down the main army. 1 medevac escapes. Oh no! Barely 1. 1 medevac gets away. And back at home, Cure, he lost so many SCVs. Cure down to 60 workers. And again, he plummets an army supply. He lost how many Ghosts? 5. 5 Ghosts just went down. Stalkers are ready in the main. And Cure is vulnerable. Cure, he's so vulnerable. Oh, let's go, the boys! The boys are being pulled. Let's go. I mean, Geralt, he knows he's so close to a win right now. He knows he's so close to breaking Cure. The boys are in. Do we have a Storm? There we go, we have the flanking Storms. Getting on top of the army. Lands 1, lands 2. There's 2 more left. 1 more left. Yeah, the Storms aren't good enough. And with that, the base goes down. That's a kill on the base. The other probes, they helped. They helped kill the base. The drop is racing back. The drops, they run through the cannons. They get shut down. And Cure, there's no way out of this. He has no economy. He has no army. Cure, he is struggling. And Geralt are taking a 6th expansion. He has double the base count. 6 base against 3. And Geralt is remaxing with Colossus. That's all he needs. Just waiting for those reinforcements. As he is maxing out. Getting a 7th expansion. Now he's still waiting for his production. You can see like the army's still quite small, so he's just waiting for, there we go, waiting for the Colossus. Then now waddling in. And now Geralt can push. He doesn't have any High Templar, which is a little bit concerning. So he has no storms with this, but he should be pushing. He should be trading. The other thing that's hurting Geralt is that he has too many workers. He has 94 probes, so that's another reason why the army's a little bit smaller. So Geralt, he needs to trade. So we can warp in more units. He has to make use of that supply. So the army coming in from behind. Geralt, he spots the army. And Curie has to get the hell out of here. Up! Geralt's getting caught. Takes down one of the Widow Mines. Nice Widow Mine shot. Slap on some of the Zealots. Curie, he defends back at home. He defends. Geralt's still pushing in. Again, this posturing here from Geralt, it's hurting him. It's allowing Cure to max out. And we've been here before. Geralt, something that may come into play, he only has 2 robos. The fights is about to occur, and Geralt, he will lose a big chunk of his army, and the lack of robos is going to mean that his remax is going to be late. It's going to be a late remax out of Geralt. So even though he has a bank, like, spending it in time is going to be an issue. So far, Storm going up. CMP here on the Archon, on the Colossus. Nova zones away. And again, Geralt, he should bleed out a little supply here. But it's about the remax. Still trading well, though. Oh my god. Still trades well. Takes out most of the bio. Colossus are going down. And again, Geralt, he has a bank. So he will lose all this army, which is fine. This is perfectly fine for Geralt. He's rebuilding, remaxing. What isn't fine is, again, he only has 2 robos, so his remax is limited. But he has those warpins, he has those stalkers. Takes down the Vikings. GG gets called. Geralt's still perfectly fine, and Geralt, he will tie the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. We're going to the ace match, and again, the map itself did play its role. There's a reason why, like, the maps play a crucial role when it comes to how certain games and certain builds play out. We saw that this time, Geralt, he shut down the Widowmine drop. He shut down the main push at the 4th base. He was able to get much more comfortable, much more in form, and much more in control of that game, of that map. GG. GG, well played. But this is one of the more extreme maps, is Maganatha. It is the largest map of the map pool, so that's the most comfortable that we're going to be seeing from Geralt. Now we load into a slightly smaller map. We're going to be loading into Tokamak. I say smaller, I believe this is the 2nd largest map in the map pool, so I feel like this is also in favor of Geralt. Once again, it's all about Geralt securing himself and getting up to that 4 base economy. If he can get there, as you can see, he can be solid. Just has to get there. We'll be speaking on the map once we load in. As here we go. We're going for the ace match. Going for Tokamak. And spawning in the right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. Tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match, it is Geralt. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid, being forced into the ace match. It is Cure. Here we go. And welcome one and all to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the largest maps in the map pool. I would say this is the most defensive map in the map pool, more so than Maganatha. Maganatha is large, but Maganatha has a lot of attack paths, has a lot of angles, and the bases are more spread out. They're more spread out, they're more isolated. Here on Tokamak, the bases are more centralized. We have our natural, we have our third, and we have our fourth base. More importantly, a distinct feature is instead of having this avenue here open, it's closed. So on maps like Maganatha, this area is open to attack paths, it's open to everyone involved. Here it is closed off by rocks. So now there are less avenues of attack. Now it is easier to secure yourself on 4 bases. So this is a much more defensive map, likewise quite large in its own right as well. Because that I do like Geralt's chances when it comes to maintaining a 4-base economy. But again, we'll see how Cure adjusts. Something that I will say is that yes, your 4 bases are closer together, they're easier to defend, but the rush distance is shorter. Rush distance is shorter here on Tokamak compared to Maganatha, so we'll see if Cure can make use of that and can still, we'll see what kind of timings he can hit, how aggressive he's going to be. For now, economic opener. Cure going for an economic start, going for the racks into CC on the low ground. Likewise, Geralt back at home, setting up as well. So standard openers, economic from Cure, standard from Geralt. From here, Cure, he's searching for proxies. Wants to make sure he doesn't get caught off guard. Makes sense. Again, the likelihood of Cure going for a CC on low ground is a lot higher. And to try to punish something like this, you can go for a proxy gateway. Proxy gateway into proxy zealot. Last Cure is secure. And once again, Twilight Count's opener out of Geralt. Let's go. Now, last game, Geralt did go for a 3-gate blink. He went 3-gate blink into a fast third before gases and before a robo. So it was a pretty greedy build by Geralt. Safe, but again, more economic focused. Here, Reactor to Hellion. Okay. Cure mixing things up here. Now we have options. This could be Reactor to Hellion into a Hellion drop into the main. We could try to go for, I was gonna say like a Marine drop alongside Hellions, but we are not continuing Marine production. Okay, Reactor to Hellion into Reactor to Widowmine. This makes more sense. So it's gonna be a Widowmine drop into the main, and ideally you want the Hellions to hit at the same time to try to pull apart the attention of the defending player. Hellions move out. Back at home, we have a 2-gate setup. Ooh, 2-gate blink into a third. Geralt's being greedier this time. Here comes that Hallucination Scout. Yep, here comes the third. So this is a greedier build than last game. Remember, last game it was 3-gate blink into a third base. This time 2-gate blink. So less warp ins, less gateways, faster expansion, less units to work with. And we'll see if Geralt gets punished for it. Here we have a quadruple mine drop into the main and 2 Hellions towards the natural. I like this though. Geralt, he fully walls off. I mean, he saw the scout earlier, but with the full wall of the Hellions, they do nothing. And he spots, yeah, he spots him. He does spot the Hellions. He knows he's fully walled off. That means he can focus everything in the main. Oh, does spot the medevac. Does spot the drop. Widowmines into the main base. 3, 4 Widowmines are revealed. And a couple of these Widowmines, they should escape. Yeah, 2 of them, they do get away. Hellions, they are denied. Cure, he saves 3 Widowmines. Oof. That is brutal. Geralt does defend, but what's scary here is that, again, Cure still has 3 Widowmines in the corner of the map. So you can go back in. You can go back in. This could have been worse, especially with a Hellion harass. This could have been a lot worse. Geralt, for now, he does hold. Back at home, Cure getting to his own 3-1-1, and Cure, he shouldn't be pushing without stim. If this was ByuN, he's very fond of moving out with his first 2 tanks, with this Marine army without stim. He's very fond of it. Just because it's unexpected. But I don't see Cure going for that kind of move out. Ooh, as we did open up Vanilla Banshee. Okay, this time no Raven. This time no Raven, going for the Banshee instead. Does head towards the natural. Widowmine drop at the same time, going into the main. The boys up all the way. Oh no! Oh, brutal connection. 4 probes go down. Blunder defense here from geralt. He does take down every single Widowmine at the same time. The Banshee does hit the natural. And we have the main army moving out. I mentioned before that typically ByuN is the one that goes for these tank pushes. Cure as well. Remember, no stim. No stim. The main DPS factor in this army is the tanks. This is quite risky, but Geralt's out of position. Geralt, he's out of position. Cure moving in. He's going for the pylon. The pylon is going to go down, and Geralt is being pulled apart. We spoke about that rush distance by ground. Here he's being so much more aggressive this time, and before Geralt can even think about a 4th base, he's gonna lose everything here. He gets one of the tanks, he gets both tanks, but it'll cost him 10 probes. Now Geralt, he will defend, he will clean this up, but it's a brutal defense. It is brutal here. Likewise, Medevac does get away. Now, on the one hand, Geralt, he does defend his base, right? The base survives. That is true, but it did cost him 10 workers, and that does delay the 4th. The 4th base is going to be late. Cure, he's not stopping, going for another double drop. Cure does have momentum, and he's not stopping. And Geralt, he barely does miss the Medevacs. Ay, ay, ay. He's in position, but last Medevacs take it away. They head for the main. He's stimming in. Does stim in, does go for the pylon, forces a recall, depowers everything in the main. Oof. And this drop is getting out of hand. Boys are being pulled, more probes are going down. And Cure, he's happy to trade here. He's more than happy to. And he even gets away. Yeah, it does pull out, does pull away. And here comes the main push. Here comes the main army. 3rd base soon to be taken. Geralt, he has been struggling. And it's difficult to take momentum away in TVP. Like, once the ball starts rolling, it's so hard to bring it back. You have to rely on catching out full Medevacs. On somehow catching the army. Oh no, speaking of. Geralt, he walks into the main army, bleeds out 3 stalkers. I mean, Geralt, he barely has an army to begin with. He can't afford these losses. And Curie is going for the kill. He's going for the 4th. Storm does connect. Not bad. Storms are ready. And with the help of Storm, Geralt, he will save the 4th. Okay. Does save the 4th. We're locking in. Let's go. It's still not going to be easy. We still have more reinforcements on the way. But the first step in actually making a game out of this is getting the 4th base up and running. And so far, he's holding on to it. It still needs to get saturated, don't get me wrong. As double drop is deflected, Cure rotates over towards the 3rd. And Geralt's not in position. Ooh. He's chasing down the Medevacs. Geralt knows where he needs to be. He will force this back. Cure stimming forward. And Geralt, he does have enough time to rotate. Oh. Nice Storm. Nice Storm cleans off all the water mines. Geralt, he is somewhat ready for the drop. Somewhat. Oh, he's not ready in the main, though. We're dropping into the natural, dropping into the main. Once again, going for the Artosis pylon. Thankfully, this time not keeping everything powered. But will delay +1. Yeah, and Curie's almost maxed. He's almost maxed out. It's just been too much to recover from. Again, the critical damage was getting the 10 probe kills earlier at the 3rd, and of course trading with the army. Space is going to go down, and Geralt, he cannot keep up. Not anymore, not after the early game. Oof. Storms, they pop off. We got some decent storms, but Cure, he can take them. He can tank it. He's fine. From here, it kites back. He killed the expansion, got 15 probe kills as well. Ay, 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 he cripples the economy. And this ensures that Geralt, he cannot recover. He cannot recover. He is double expanding. He's trying to build back up. or even taking his 4th, which is terrifying. The Protoss player needs to be up a base to keep up with the Terran, and the Protoss player is down a base. We see a 3 base economy from Geralt, Kira getting up to 4, which is brutal. Shows just how far ahead Kira is. Kira's moving in. Takes down the backup 4th, the would-be 4th base. EMPs on the Archons. Storm coming in. We get some decent storms, but where's the support for the storms? Where's everything else? No Zealots, no Archons. Stalkers are getting picked up one after the other. And Kira can just stim in. He can just stim, and he can just win. Duh. As now he's headed towards the new backup 4th base of Geralt. And again, Geralt, he just cannot get it up and running. Oh, decent storm. Decent storm, but that was the only storm that we had left. Stalkers are going down, and he overwhelms. He breaks through once again for what, the 3rd, the 4th time. GG, good luck in the next round, and Cure, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. GG, well played. Akira, he does claim the series. Shout out to Geralt. Geralt did make a series out of it. And again, we saw how comfortable and how dominant Geralt can be if he's able to minimize that early game damage. Cure, he was able to gain momentum, take a lead, and maintain that lead when it came to the first wave of aggression. I'm referring to the Widowmine drop into the main, the Banshee towards the natural, and then the main tank marine stimulus army towards the 3rd. And that's where he was able to take a lead and get ahead, and never really lost that lead from there. Able to cripple the economy, cripple the army. GG, well played. We saw Geralt attempt to stabilize, but that was a cascading effect where he just had to reprobe. It delayed his 4th base, delayed his tech, delayed his army. Everything was delayed from that first push, and it's just so difficult to recover from that kind of loss early on. GG, well played. And with that, Cure, he will claim the series, will advance on, and the question becomes, does he have an opponent? Where are we headed? Exclamation mark. Be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves, as I believe we have yet to confirm. Oh, we have some updates. We have Arrowfire. Arrowfire takes down Wayne 2-1. Big win there for Arrowfire, now up against ByuN in the next round. That's going to be a rematch. If you were here yesterday, you would know that ByuN and Arrowfire, they played in the best of 5. They played a best of 5 in last night's Sparkling Tuna Cup. So we'll see if Arrowfire can get his revenge against ByuN. Likewise, Lambo takes down SKillous 2-0. Lambo waiting in the 3rd round for either ByuN or Arrowfire. Best of luck to Lambo, waiting for his next opponent. Meanwhile, Classic up against Percival. Percival takes down Rex. Classic takes down MJG, and we have a PVT between Classic and Percival that leads into Cure in the quarterfinals. Scrolling down a little bit further here, we do have, oh my god, let's go. He does it again, Pap. He does it again. Mana takes down Harsa. Mana takes down MaxPax. Not for the first time, by the way. He has done so in the past. He does it again. The number 2 seed of the tournament has been knocked out, and Mana makes it already to the semifinals. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Este Mana. These are really fast games, by the way. Again, he's the first player to the semifinals. Mana speed running his way through. Scrolling down, we have herO. herO takes down Lemon. Creator takes down Nickracked, and that means we have a Protoss player confirmed for the finals. It's between Mana, herO, and Creator. They're all facing off in those PvPs, and only the best Protoss can make it to those finals. Let's go. So best of luck to all the Protoss players here. Again, Mana already showcasing his prowess in PvP. We'll see if we can do it again against either herO or Creator. Best of luck. Best of luck. So we have our PvPs underway, but again, we're going to be focusing on the upper half of the bracket. That is where we currently are. That's where our attention lies. We are heading over to the Korean server to hopefully find Classic and Percival. Hopefully. And hopefully follow that into Cure and into the upper semis. That's going to be where, again, where our attention lies. It's going to be our focus. And we'll see if we can find everyone, more importantly. As creators in-game, and Percival also in-game as well. Okay. So, Classic and Percival, they're currently mid-series. So again, we're going to be following that into Cure, following that into the upper semifinals. That is the plan, at least currently here for the stream, for the broadcast. Let's go. Sparkling Bird, Oscar. Let's go. Este mana. Guess girls should look into cannons. Not at all. If that's your takeaway, then I recommend watching some more StarCraft. As a big shout out to Jadolf in the chat. Gah, papi gah, este Jadolf. Let's go. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. I know that we have been seeing less of the Dolph when it comes to streaming StarCraft recently, so it's great to see you back. GG. Hope you had a good time. And welcome one and all to the WardiTV Monday. Welcome one and all. As we're about to go on a break. We just featured Cure versus Geralt. We just featured them here in the first round. And up next is going to be the winner of Classic and Percival up against Cure. Up next. Stream's good. Let's go. Good to hear. Good to hear. As we are going to be going on a break, and when we come back, we'll have some more StarCraft. So we'll see you guys soon in a couple of minutes. Take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and we'll be back soon with some more StarCraft. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the WardiTV Monday number 34. Welcome back to our fresh best of 3 as we have followed Cure into the quarterfinals, where we have another TVP. And spawning in the right-hand corner here of Ducklings, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Representing his new team, representing Virtus Pro, it is Classic. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And if you're in the chat, it's time. What time is it? It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat as we can get our Gamba going and embrace our new, fresh best of 3. Let's go. Let us go. As again, Classic and Cure, they do go back and forth when it comes to their series. I'm not too certain who to favor coming into this, I'll be honest. But regardless, best of luck to our 2 players here as we settle into our fresh best of 3. For the time being, we have our economic opener here out of our Terran player. Likewise, Classic settling in as well. We did just feature Cure against Geralt, and we saw how aggressive he was on Tokamak. I'm leaning towards a similar style once again. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Oh, as we do have a little bit of stuttering going on here. Yeah, not the most stable of nodes, unfortunately. We will try to fix this next game. We will attempt to fix this. As for now, we will endure. We'll endure. So we have our initial openers. Again, just single gas, so rank expand out of Cure. Those who are curious, the Korean server is at times not the most cooperative when it comes to which nodes it connects to and the kind of the pathing that you get there as well. Very often VPNs do have to be used to help allow for that. So hopefully things do stabilize. As for now, we do have initial openers. Likewise, we'll see if Classic does go for his own Twilight Counter opener once again into Blink. We'll see if he goes into a Stargate or into a Robo. There are 3 different tech paths available here to Classic. As the Reaper is going to be chased down. Chased down. Likewise, Twilight Council has been placed here for Classic as well. We have our tech of choice going for a Blink-based opener. And we'll see how greedy he plans on being. Does he open up 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, or 4-gate Blink Stalkers? Again, because how large and how economic, or how large and how safe the map is, Tokamak, I mean, we should be seeing something more greedy here by Classic. That'd make the most sense. Secure does bust in. And the Reaper is going to be shut down. Takes down the first Reaper. On the first Reaper, does pull away. Blink is in production. How many gateways so far? Just getting up to a 2-gate setup into a 3rd. Again, makes the most sense. More of a greedy build here by Classic, which is what Geralt had gone for earlier. Geralt had gone for the same thing. From here, Cure is going into his own 2nd, soon-to-be 3rd ranks. Widowmine drop is on the way. As opposed to what we saw previously, this time we're not going Reactored Hellion into Reactored Widowmine, so not going to be as committed here. It's only going to be 2 Widowmines, not 4. If you recall, against Geralt, you did have a quadruple mine drop. Not this time. Well, this time his drop moves out. Hellion likewise threatens a dive. It's shut down. Nice Cure headed for the main. Does head for the main, is going to be zoned away. No major damage yet, but bearing in mind that the medevac is still alive, right? The Widowmines are still here. They can always go back in for some more damage. Raven is on the way as well to provide another avenue of attack with some more auto turrets. Working towards Sim, working towards a longer game state. Anyway, calming down. Oh, as he does boost in. Yeah, Kuru goes to the boost. Does burrow into the mineral line. And he will get one Stalker. One Stalker for a Medevac and 2 Widow Mines. Not the best trade here from Cure. Is cleaned up. And Classic holds. Classic holds, Classic defends. Classic gets away with his faster third base. Now going for his gateways. Oh, and does rush in towards charge. So charge on the way, +1. Going for his charge follow-up already. Stalker's moving out to contain. And we'll see if Cure can break out. Oh, as he is distracted. Getting Cure no quite in the natural. Getting 2, 3, 4 CV kills. So we find nice damage here from Classic. Does get some counter damage, pulls away, back at home, working towards his own next step, working towards Colossus. We saw that Geralt, he was very fond of rushing into Storm. He did so almost, actually, every single game in that series. This time, Classic playing more standard. So it's going to be Blink into +1 and charge into Colossus production. No Storm shenanigans. Again, this is more of the meta, what Classic is going for. Curious setting up. Again, working towards Concussive Shell. +1. Now the mid is spotted by the Observer, and you can see Classic responding. Oh! Takes down one of the Widow Mines. He gets one, he gets 2. Not bad. Takes down 2 Widow Mines. That means his charge is going to be that much more effective. Curious stimming in. Just try to beat him back home. Classic is keeping up. Classic keeping up. Colossus has already arrived. Missile goes off. Nice splits there out of Classic. Still covers most of the Zelts. Another shot goes off. Catches the Colossus. But Classic just collapses in. Takes on the ByuN. Nice force fields. He does go for the stim. He wants a Colossus and he gets it. Colossus goes down. Not a bad pickoff, but alas, he does not have enough. Ooh, as Medevacs are being targeted. Takes down 1. Takes down 2. And he will get the 3rd one as well, cleaning up everything here. Cure barely pulling away. Bleeding out so much, bleeding out too much actually. And behind this Classic just making more Zealots, more Colossus. And Cure, despite the rally, he will lose his entire army. GG gets called, losing far too much. And Classic, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Very impressive defense there out of Classic. Oh, one momento. As I do try to fix some things up. There we go. But GG well played. Classic, he shuts down the initial push. And Classic, he will take a lead in the series. And we'll see. We'll see if Cure can recover and bounce back. Let's go. Let us go. Oh. That's not good. As we are getting into game 2, and again, we'll see if he can recover. Again, Classic, he had a much more aggressive kind of tone to him when it came to approaching that that first game. I love the counterattack that he went for. Even though he went for an economic start, he was so quick to push out across the map, punish the mineral line, and of course be proactive when it comes to slowing down the army. The MVP there of that game was really the Observer. The Observer saw everything. It allowed Classic to be more proactive, able to engage ahead of time, slow down the push, pick away at the Widow Mines, and of course shut down the entire army. GG. GG well played. Really nice positional play there by Classic. And now we are jumping into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss leading the series 1-0. We'll see if he can continue his streak here and clean up this series, or take the series. It is classic for Virtus Pro. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. Gonna do apologize for some of the stuttering that you're seeing here and there. If we get another series on Korea, I'll try to fix things before the next series. It's just really difficult to do so mid-series, just because we're just getting into lobbies and I'm not going to ask the players to wait for me to like find like a node to connect to and all that stuff. So I do apologize. Feels like a Korean server, man. For now, though, we're going to be settling in. Once again, we are going to be loading into ByuN. ByuN is a more aggressive map. Shorter rush distance by ground, more direct as well. The rally point gets across the map so much more faster here. And if Cure did want to be aggressive, then this map is going to favor him more so than Tokamak. Tokamak favors the defending player. ByuN favors the aggressing player. So we'll see how players will approach this. Let's go. Absolutely crushed the push. Yeah. And again, a lot of that came down to the observer, right? It's like, again, he was able to see everything coming ahead of time. Shut down the main push. So we're just trying to fix some things up. Okay, so hopefully if we get an ace match, we should be in a better position. If we get an ace match. We'll be ready. We'll be ready. As now it is going to be a Stargate opener out of Classic. Interesting choice here. Okay, I mentioned this before, but Stargate openers are usually reserved for some of the larger maps, just because you're safer to do so. Doing it on a smaller map, I feel like it invites aggression. It invites the Terran player to just commit across the map. This is a bold move. Bold move here by Classic, going for the Stargate. We'll see if he gets away with it. As with this Stargate opener, you can open up into Phoenixes, you can go Oracle. We'll see where he takes us. As Reaper gets shut down, checking the vision, and Cure, he did scout the tech. He is aware it's going to be a Phoenix opener here out of Classic. Now, when it comes to these Stargate builds and these Stargate plays, the reason why it can be so difficult to get away with this is because Phoenixes, they lift up one unit at a time. In the early game, you are very vulnerable to early tank pushes, early cyclone pushes, early aggression. So we'll see how Cure builds up into this. If we get into the mid game, then Phoenixes, they do a great job at denying drops and harassing the bases and harassing the economy. But we have to get to that point. We do have to get there first. This can be shut down. Likewise, charge as a follow-up. Now, what I find really interesting here is that we are stopping Phoenix production at 3, so only 3 Phoenixes. This is only for map control, and it looks like this is actually designed to bait out a push and bait out a response. Again, the charge follow-up is really fast, and charge is ideal if your opponent is being aggressive. If we see a tank push attempted across the map, then charge will completely swallow that up. So again, only 3 Phoenixes. Premier Classic working towards the delayed forge into a robo. Some more delayed upgrades. Classic trying to be active, trying to engage with the army as it moves out. He's just keeping tabs here on Cure. And Classic just parks his army in the center. So they're catching out to any stray units. Likewise, we're still waiting for the upgrades. Cure, he shouldn't push without his upgrades, so he's waiting for stim, waiting for combat shields. Marshal goes off. Catching a Phoenix. Let's catch a Phoenix. We have the Bay behind this. It's like building up. And here comes the move out. Here comes the main push. Upgrades are now done. And it's going to be on Classic. Is out of position. Yeah, he's on the other side. He's racing on over. Colossus is on the way. Colossus, I believe, just began. There's a scan. And this is worst case scenario for Classic. He wasn't able to slow this down. Curious pushing in. Here he moves in. No shield about to be sure with the natural either. Again, Classic just has to buy more time. So Colossus is merely seconds away. Just to buy a bit more time. Sure. Does poke. No major stim. Colossus has arrived. Yeah, now he can commit. Now he can break out. Nice lock on though. Oh, lock on Colossus is brutal. Colossus taking a lot of damage, taking a lot of hits. Oh my god, the Cyclone! Cyclone gets a kill. All that damage was done by purely the Cyclone. That was insane. Cyclone kills the Colossus. Marine stem in. The lock on just did not break, and Curie's done it. Curie's done it. He breaks through the defenses, takes down the Phoenixes. GG gets called, and Cure ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Going to the ace match, we will try to... it's going to be close. We'll try to connect. Yeah, GG. Again, we did speak on this, how the Phoenix opener did kind of invite an aggressive build by Cure. So Cure, he just committed, he went for it. Did commit, and unfortunately Classic was out of position. If you remember, Classic wasn't quite there to slow down the push, to delay the move out. He was over on the other side of the map, so again, that was kind of worst case scenario there for Classic. And on top of that, that Colossus was, or that Cyclone was brutal. Again, the lock-on was insane. It just, all the, I want to say that 100% of the damage dealt to the Colossus was from that Cyclone. It was insane with that lock-on. And with that, GG, we're going for the ace match. We're going all the way into game number 3. Game 3 going to be on Maganatha, going for going for the largest map in the map pool. It's where these early pushes, these committed attacks are going to be weaker. We're most likely not going to see that. And here we go. We're getting into game 3 and spawning in the top left-hand corner. Let's go. Beautiful. In the left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing his new team, Virtus Pro. It is Classic. The two Colossus chase down the Colossus. There you go, there you go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. This is what we wanted. So now, it's all more or less silky smooth, papi, silky smooth. I do apologize for the dropped frames in game 1 and in game 2, but I was just looking for a node to connect to with my VPN, and we found it. We found the node for the last game of the series. No. Did find it. So smooth, papi, smooth. No stuttering. Beautiful. But now though, we are going to be moving out. We are setting up. Once again, welcome to the largest map in the map pool. We do expect to see some more economic builds, and we expect to see a longer and later game. Right now, it's going to be all about whether or not Classic can actually maintain a 4th base. We could see Classic go for a Stargate opener again. We mentioned before that Stargate play can leave you very vulnerable at times, and we saw that in the last game as well. But a Stargate opener is more viable here on Maganatha. As we have that economic opener at a cure going for the Rax expand. Does go for the economic start. And Classic behind this waiting for his Cybercore, waiting for his tech of choice. Now the problem with going Stargate is that he just went Stargate in the previous game, so he might be deterred to go into that. He might not feel the need to, could just open Blink into a more safer economic start instead. Again, the map should be favoring Classic, but we'll see. As now Curie does kite back. There it is, Twilight Council opener out of Classic, going for Blink. And we imagine this is going to be 2-gate Blink into a 3rd. We'll see if he throws down extra gateways. We'll see if he's a little bit safer or more aggressive. We'll keep an eye on the gases as well. There are different forms and variations of 3-gate Blink. You can go 3-gate Blink into a 3rd, or you can go 3-gate Blink into gases, into a Robo, into a Prism across the map, into a delayed 3rd base. We spoke on Stalker aggression previously on Maganatha and how it's not really ideal. The big reason for this, as you can see, is just how much terrain there is blocking the entrance to the main. Because of the double Reaper Cliff, it does make it more awkward for Stalkers to try to be aggressive and try to go in. So we should be seeing a lower gateway count. But we'll see. As it does take down 2 SCVs, not bad. 2 SCVs go down. Classic does pull away. Blink is in production. There's that 2nd gateway. And Classic is setting up for the 3rd. So it's going to be 2-gate Blink into a 3rd. So very economic build here by Classic. Again, this is what we did expect coming into a larger map like this. So this is arguably the most greediest build you can go for. I mean, I guess technically you can go gate expands, 1 gate into a 3rd, which is crazy. When it comes to as sane builds as you can go for, this is the most economic one. The pressure is going to be on Cure. Curie does move out. He's with his 2 Widow Mines here on the right-hand side. Behind this, I believe, is setting up for a Raven. Tech Labs are on the way. Medevac gets spotted. Classic does rotate, getting in position in the main. And the drop is going to be denied for now. Ooh, I assumed it was going to be a Raven, but no, it's going to be a vanilla Banshee. Okay, I mean, the purpose is the same. The purpose here is to distract, is to gain, or is to get some economic damage. So Banshee towards the left-hand side, Widowmine drop towards the right. If you recall, we saw this opener from Cure on Tokamak against Geralt in the Ace match. He was able to pull Geralt apart. We'll see if we can do the same to Classic. As in that Geralt game, Curie actually pushed pre-stim. He moved out pre-stim with 2 tanks. He went for a very ByuN push, I should say. Bold move out of Classic. He does blink in. Oh, and he will be able to blink away. Oh, just barely. As I say blink away, he will bleed out 1 Stalker. Yeah, not worth it here for Classic. And speaking of that seamless push, here it comes. The 2 tanks and the ByuN. So this is a tri-pronged attack. We do have the Banshee towards the 3rd. We have the Widowmine drop towards the main. And we have the main army towards the 3rd base as well. So tri-pronged attack. This is the same push that Cure went for against Geralt. And this did actually break Geralt. Classic, though, he's here to slow this down. Chipping away at the Marines. So far, good, so good. This is something that Geralt could not achieve. You know, the Banshee does hit the 3rd. It gets 3 probes so far. Classic still picking away at those Marines. Banshee hitting the natural as well, getting him to 4 probes. Widowmine drop is still pinned back. Cure, after bleeding out those Marines, he backs off. He respects the setup. He does respect Classic's position, and Classic would shut down the push if he had committed. But now we have a third tank. We have a third tank, we have another Banshee. Speaking of, the initial harassing Banshee did just go down. Widowmine drop is still outside, and Cure backs off. Cure, he backs off. He recognizes that he won't be able to achieve as much damage here at the third, so he does respect it. He pulls away. And Classic holds. Ooh, okay, Classic, he holds onto the third. From here, he can now expand and get a fourth base. Colossal production has begun. We're building up towards the mid-game. As Cure, he's not done. Getting another 2 workers, not bad. The 2 probes go down. Widowmine is repositioning towards the natural. Boosting in. Does boost in. Classic, does he react in time? He does. Does pull away. Splits off the probes. Widowmine start being targeted. Ooh, takes out a Stalker. Banshee likewise hits the third. And this is all adding up. I mean, in total, or I should say, on its own, no major damage, but in total here, 9 probe kills. Not bad. 9 workers go down, but Classic defends. Classic, he holds, he defends. He spots the move out with the Observer. He's ready for his own still at run by. Uh-oh. As Cure moves out, Classic is moving in. He's moving in towards the natural. No bunker, no defensive setup. There's 2 Marauders. That's not going to be enough. And these Zealots, they force the army back home. They force Cure to turn around. So far, so good. SCVs are under fire. Marauders are getting picked up. Widowmine shot doesn't connect either. And Classic, he pulls away. Does pull away in time. Scan for the Observer. And this is all just buying time for Classic to build up more Colossus, because he goes from 1 to 2. So now 2 Colossus to defend. Observer moving in. I should say a backup Observer. Does spot the army. Does spot the move out. Classic getting in position. And once again, as Cure moves out, Classic moves in. Every time. The mine shots though. This time 3 mine shots. Good connections. The last still no bunker. Better SimCity. A nice choke point here with the depot. Boys being pulled in. This time Curie does not turn around, but he runs into the Colossus. And he gets caught unsieged. Oh, does siege up. Classic, he backs off. Oof. Has to respect the tanks. Meanwhile, 7 SCV kills. 7 SCVs go down. Oh, he can knock down that tower. Knock down the rocks. Yeah, tanks are looking a little bit more secure. Does get 1. Nice Nova. Again, Classic just slowing down the push. Reinforcements though they have arrived. Now the Cure's dealt with the run by. He has nothing to worry about. Oh, never goes off. Grazes the army. Nothing major. 1 disruptor goes down. And there's still 2 tanks behind this. Classic, does he have enough? There's just so many Marauders they come in from behind. Yeah, nice flank. Charge will say dive in. They take down 1, take down both tanks. But there's only 1 Colossus left. And it's going to be enough. Yeah, it's going to be enough. Classic, he holds, he shuts down the push. That run by that surround. Exactly what he needed. And with that Cure, he will lose everything. He will bleed out the entire army. And remember, this was basically a 2-base all-in. No third CC, no expansion, no economy, nothing left. We spoke about it, how these 2-base all-ins, these 2-base pushes, they are weaker on Maganatha. Cure, he tried to go for it anyway. GG gets called, and Classic, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. Classic, he shuts down the all-in, and again, time and time again, he was able to delay the all-in, going for run by after run by. Again, the MVP, the Observer. Just like on Tokamak, the Observer did give Classic everything he needed when it comes to the information of when to attack, when to strike, when to move in. So he was able to keep eyes and keep tabs on Cure, able to delay the all-in, able to disrupt it, and buy enough time for more Colossus, Disruptors, more Zealots. GG. GG, well played. Whew. With that, we have some catching up to do. With that, we have our upper semifinals ready. Gee, oh my god, we're just blazing through the tournament. Ay, ay, ay. As Classic takes down Cure, and we have the upper semifinals ready for us. Exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. As we have some updates. ByuN takes down Lambo 2-0. That was a fast series. That was a very fast series. ByuN takes down Lambo 2-0. ByuN advances on to the semifinals of his against Classic. And what I was surprised by was, by the time it took us to finish this one series, so many matches wrapped up. The lower matches, the lower quarterfinals and semifinals also wrapped up as well. Let's clean up this bracket a little bit. There we go. Clean this up. We have herO. herO took down Creator 2-1. Mana took down MaxPax, of course, and herO took down Mana 2-0. Once again, a very fast PvP, a very fast series. Lower semifinals has already concluded, and now we are getting ready for the upper semis. We have 2 series left. We have ByuN versus Classic into herO. Non-stop TVPs or PvPs potentially. We haven't actually featured a mirror matchup yet here tonight. Whether it's TVT or PvP, we have potential. Let's go. As for now, the Terran versus Protoss do continue. Again, Classic versus ByuN coming up next. Here we go. It's going to be our next series. We are just setting things up and getting things going. Again, Classic and ByuN, they are also players that do often trade blows and go back and forth when it comes to their series. Catching with chat. Flank took ages to go all the long way around. Good hold. It did take a long time, but it was worth it. Again, really patient play there at a Classic. He knew to wait for that run by or to wait for the wrap around the flank. Very patient play. There we go. Here we go, as we are going to be stepping in. Jesus. Sorry, just looking at our schedule. It's very busy, it's very intense. There's a lot of StarCraft going on, as you can imagine. A lot of StarCraft. Oh, DreamHack Dallas is this month as well. Jesus. We have Dallas, we have Star Zagora, of course. Let's go. For now, the Vitas are done. Vitas are done. Again, up next is ByuN and Classic. Game 1 is going to be on Ultralove. Game 2 on Tokamak. And Game 3 is going to be on Persephone. Ooh. Okay, so these Vitas are really important. It makes sense. ByuN, he did veto Maganatha. He vetoed Maganatha. He vetoed... Oh. They vetoed Last Fantasy as well. They got rid of Pylon. Interesting. But yeah, this map will, or this veto process does allow for some more smaller maps. Some smaller maps. I'm going to be favoring ByuN's aggression on these maps. We'll see if Classic can keep up, as these are going to be more tight and more intense defenses. Oh boy. At least on Ultralove and on Persephone. But here we go. We're all stepping in. We're getting ready. Here we go. So just waiting for our players to prepare. And here we go. Game 1 is going to be on Ultralove. And as a reminder, herO is waiting for the winner of this series. Let's go. He's waiting. ByuN spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing his new team, Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets in the chat for who you think will claim the series, who you think will make it to the finals. Will it be our Protoss or our Terran? Will it be ByuN or Classic? Let's go. I did mention the vetoes and the map order earlier, and I do think that the map order is going to be a little bit more difficult for Classic this time. This time we are going to be avoiding some of the larger maps, and we're going to be embracing some of the smaller maps instead. So that is going to favor a more aggressive style. But that also goes both ways, right? It means that from ByuN and from Classic as well, they can be a little bit more aggressive here on this map and potentially find more success. So we'll see how our players adjust. For example, last game we had a Classic going 2-gate blink into a fast third on Maganatha. Makes sense on these larger maps. On Ultra Love, we might go for a higher gateway count and a later expansion to compensate for just how small the map is. We'll see. Ultra Love is an interesting one. On the one hand, it is a smaller map, but there are so many choke points. There are so many choke points, so many ramps as well. Because of this, we actually do often see longer and later games on Ultra Love, just because if a player can get up to a 4-base setup on Ultra Love, they can wall up. They can slow the game down, and they can bring this to the late game. If we can reach a certain point, then late game is almost confirmed, almost secure. But we'll see. Again, Classic is not afraid to be more aggressive and more assertive. Not afraid to be in your face as well. So now we're just going to be expanding. We do have our economic opener out of ByuN going racks into CC on the low ground. We're building up. Go. Some players are going to be settling in. Meanwhile, Twilight Council opener out of Classic. So Twilight Council into Blink. To be expected. And ByuN likewise going for his own 1-1-1. No reactor to Hellion. Is going reactor Marine, which means he can actually go for a Marine drop alongside those Widow Mines. I know that ByuN is quite fond of it. We'll see if he commits. Hellion does slip out. Bearing in mind that ByuN did skip his Reaper, so he's going for the Hellion Scout instead. How many gateways? So far we have a 2-gate setup. No 3rd gateway yet. And yeah, you can see ByuN is getting position, going for his Marine Widowmine drop with said medevac. Classic is going for his 3rd, so he's going for a 2-gate blink to a 3rd base. A very greedy build here by Classic. We'll see if he can get away with it. As he does spot the drop, does spot the move out. Behind this, ByuN going for Cloak Banshees, investing into Cloak this time. Is going to commit that much harder. Classic trying to catch up the medevac. Oh my god. Does get a volley off. Does run away. Nice positional play here so far by Classic. Zones away the medevac. Hellion rushes past. Hellion does slip into the main. Meanwhile, Classic still keeping up with the drop. Boys are being pulled. Hellion gets 2 probes. It's okay damage. 2 workers. As Classic is still just chasing that medevac. Oh! As he hunts down at least the Widowmine. Widowmine goes down. Banshees are building up. We're not just getting one, we have a 2nd Banshee on the way, and Cloak is almost complete. And the question becomes, is there detection? The answer is no. Because of the build that Classic had gone for, he did delay his Robo. The Robo just now completes, so we need that Observer as quickly as possible. Banshee's moving in. Still no observer. Uh oh. There's Cloak. Heads for the mineral line. Still 0 observers here for a classic. 0 detection. Banshee goes in. Probe's going to be going down. He gets 1. 2 probes already. Observer being chronoed as we speak. Getting it to 4. Getting it to 5. 5 worker kills. And remember, there's still a second Banshee as well. It's at home. Never mind. I assumed it was also going to hit the 3rd at the same time, but no, staying at home instead. Regardless, 5 probe kills, nice damage. And this, oh, here comes that second Banshee, but this time the observer's in position. He gets 1, he gets 2 probes. Oof, does get away. Just barely get away. Where's Classic keeping up with that? A Banshee. Oh! Gets a couple of shots off. And the Banshee is finally going to go down. Getting 2 more probes. That's what, 7 in total. So nice damage there with the Banshees. ByuN is slipping out, going for another drop. Meanwhile, Classic is securing himself. He's on a full 3-base saturation. Behind this, working towards charge, +1. No splash damage yet. He should soon be going for a ByuN for Colossus production. So now he's gaining map control. Does at least hope to. ByuN is going to be diving in. Sims on forward, going for the Archosis pylon. Oh, he will depower most of the gates. Gateways are depowered. At the same time, here comes the main army. We just forced a recall, and Classic is completely out of position. Ay. Not where he needs to be. Classic, he does get into the main, getting some Zealot harass. That's nice and all, but the 3rd is gone. There's no saving this. The 3rd base is going to go down. Classic caught with his pants down completely here. That's a free expansion. Classic trying to engage. Nice force fields. Very nice. Locks down some of the army. Marines, they just him in. They do get eyes on the 4th. Classic getting across the map. Trying to get some counter damage as well, but the SCVs, they get pulled away in time. ByuN is holding. So what is that popping off? And Classic, he needs more damage. He's committing. He's moving out. He's moving out across the map, trying to catch whatever he can. And we'll find some of the bio. Bleeding out Stalkers. He bleeds out some of the army. Colossus is on the way. Again, a really scrappy game state here for Classic. The prison's being hunted down. No more warpins. No more reinforcements. ByuN defends on 2 bases. And we get a tank drop? Wait, what? What's happening? Why are there tanks? Get out of here. ByuN. I mean, he does get away. There's no Stalkers, thankfully. Oh my god. Sieging into the 3rd. Going for the Colossus. Uh-oh. Colossus does take a lot of hits. But this has not been worth it. We'll lose 2 of his tanks. And with that Classic, he does hold at least on 3 bases. ByuN is still on 2. 3rd CC just now being taken on location. I still give the edge to ByuN. 3 base versus 3 base. That does favor the Terran. So ByuN up in economy. Now moving in. No shield battery. Zalse will take some tank shots, sorry, some mine shots to the face. The mines they pop off. Nice cutting against the army. With Classic, he does hold his own. Does hold, does defend. As it all settles, as ByuN is building back up, I still do favor his momentum. his army getting into Viking production. I say that, but Classic is getting up to 3 Colossus. It's almost there. So he's got his Colossus out. He has +2, true. With the Viking out being low, ByuN, he has no good answer to the Colossus. Not yet. Vikings are on the way. Classic, he's committing. No 4th base, not yet. Couple of say do get into the mineral line. They head towards the base. Vikings arrive. Nice target firing. Gets one of the Vikings. One Viking goes down. Oh, the Zealots, they get annihilated by those Widow Mines. Barely any Zealots left. Here comes the Warp In. Warp In just in time. Nice control, nice juggling. The Colossus, they just rain down on the army. They've done so much here for this force. For Classic, and he's done it. He's done it. He breaks through, takes down the main army. And at the same time, 22 SCV kills. The Zealots, they popped off. They cripple the economy. 23 SCVs going down. And the Colossus, they survive. Again, the Colossus, they reign supreme. Vikings, too little, too late. Poison being pulled, coming in from behind. They go into the Colossus. Once again, nice control. Does kite back, saves the Colossi. And Classic, he will overwhelm. He will overwhelm this. A GG gets called. And Classic, forced into his all-in, does break through. Does take game number 1. Whew. GG. Classic, he does take a lead in the series. Again, ByuN did a great job when it came to knocking down the 3rd base, when it came to dealing economic damage and harassing across the map. But he wasn't quite able to break the 3rd, the new 4th. The new 3rd base. The new 3rd base, he wasn't quite able to break that. He also lost his tanks across the map, which was a little bit wasteful. It meant that he had that much less to defend back at home to secure himself. He was vulnerable with that. GG. GG, well played. Classic does take a lead. And now we're going to be loading into a larger map. Now, part of the reason why the game was so chaotic, and there was so much going on at once, right? There were pushes moving out from both sides, from both players, workers going down from both players as well, bases going down. It was very chaotic, very intense, very messy game. Here, this map does kind of favor more standard and safer play here. We spoke about how small Ultra Love was. It led into that kind of game state. Here on Tokamak, that kind of aggressive style is going to be a little bit more difficult to pull off. We'll see if ByuN can bring it back regardless. I'm hoping for the ace match. I'm hoping for a game 3, but the pressure is on ByuN. Let's go. Let's go as we are loading into that 2nd game. Here we go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. Down in the series, we'll see if he bounce back, we'll see if he can recover. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And again, I'm hoping for a game 3. I'm hoping for an ace match. The pressure is on ByuN. Let's see if we can bring it home. So we are going to be settling in. As a reminder, last game, Classic did open up 2-gate blink into a 3rd, and he was almost punished for it. Again, he had a bit of a hard time keeping up with the first wave of Banshee harass. Like, a lot of probes were going down, and he also lost the expansion as well. But again, the rush distance by ground is longer here on Tokamak, and I wouldn't be surprised if Classic goes for another economic opener again. Like, again, the map does kind of favor that kind of style. We'll see. Now it does go for the probe scouts. ByuN going for an economic start. 1 gas. Single gas opener. So ByuN going for the faster CC. Classic just being as annoying as possible. It's being an annoyance. It's poking in. Classic pokes in, does pull away. We And this Cybercore is almost done, and we're about to get into our tech of choice. We did see Classic open up Stargates on Pylon against Cure, which was surprising, to say the least. Could do that again. I mean, it was punished for it. You know, ByuN is checking for proxies, does scout the third location. And yep, there it is, Stargate. Stargate opener out of Classic again. He did this in game 2 against Cure on Pylon, and here is doing it as well, game 2 against ByuN. And I do like this choice, specifically on Tokamak. We saw that Cure did a great job at punishing Classic on Pylon, but Pylon was a smaller map, a shorter rush distance by ground. It does favor more aggression. It's more difficult to defend your third and fourth base on Pylon. Here on Tokamak, the bases are more secure. Despite that, ByuN can still punish, still pull this off. First things first, though, the Stalker does get across the map, takes down one of the Marines. Oh my god. Gets one, we'll get two. Two Marines go down, the Stalker taking a lot of hits, and the Stalker should fall. There we go. Despite that Classic parked underneath the CC just being so annoying here. The Shade as well takes down all the Marines. Oh no, it's gonna land. No, it doesn't. Jesus. Again, Classic with one Stalker, with one Adept. He will heavily delay the natural base here of ByuN. Ay. Taking down another Marine, and he can take down another as well. Oh, this is out of hand. This is so much damage. It's what, 6 Marines? 6 Marines, 1 SCV, 0 mining at the natural. Boys are being pulled. And finally, ByuN can expand, but this is a 4-minute natural. It's so incredibly late. And the biggest problem here, first things first, no scouting. Remember, there was no Reaper, there was no SCV scout, there was no Hellion either. So right now, ByuN, he has no idea what Classic is doing. And remember, Classic is being greedy, going for a Stargate. This means there's less of a chance for ByuN to punish. Even if he scouted, he couldn't be able to. Just because he's so delayed. So a very strong start here for Classic. Again, Classic, he's at his most vulnerable early on when you open up Stargate like this. And he's getting away with it. You know, ByuN, he does open Raven. No medevac, no drop play. As the Phoenixes, they're waiting for any kind of harass. They're waiting for what comes next. Remember, ByuN, he has no idea. And ByuN is just playing blind. At this point, he's just playing blind, just turtling up back at home, getting to stim into his tank production. Raven is still staying at home as well, as he doesn't know what he's going to be moving into. If Classic wanted to, he could have gone into Colossus. He could have gone like Phoenix Colossus straight up. Here he goes for a safer response into Charge instead, into delayed Colossus production. Meanwhile, we have 5 Phoenixes. And remember, ByuN, he hasn't seen this until now. That's why there are no turrets. There are no turrets. There's nothing in position. Phoenixes, they go for the mineral line, and SCVs are going down. Classic just having his way with ByuN here, taking down 5, 6, 7, 8 SCVs. Getting to the 9, getting to the 10. 10 SCV goes down for 1 Phoenix. ByuN does at least get 1, but that is still a better trade for Classic. And again, that was the first that ByuN had seen of the Phoenixes. Now we get turrets. Now turrets are on the way. Turrets being thrown down. And Classic, he's safe. He's safe to now take up into Colossus, get a 4th base. Classic, he has so much freedom in this game. And ByuN has to make a choice. Okay. ByuN has to make a choice. Do we go for a 2-base all-in? He already has a 3rd CC. Oh god, never mind. He already has a 3rd CC. Which, I mean, this does mean that he can replace his economy, he can replace those SCVs, but what should have been an economic build is turning into a build that really allows him to keep up and to sustain himself. He doesn't have the economic lead that he otherwise would have wanted. This also means, because of the faster TC before the 3rd racks, there's no push. There's no push. Ay. Nice mine shot. Mine shot goes off. Classic, he can just take the 4th base, and again, he shouldn't have any issues with holding onto the 4th. Just building up his Colossus count. Zalrama is getting ready here for a counterattack. I say that, I mean, he just wants that Winter Mine. And he'll not just get the mine, takes out the Marines as well. Oof. Takes out that takes out that entire force. Doesn't lose anything. So we'll lose 1 observer at least. ByuN, he now claims his 3rd. But ByuN is in a rough position. We spoke about this earlier in the previous series in Cure's TVP against Classic. How, I mean, this matchup, it is quite momentum based. And once you get this kind of momentum early on, it's so difficult to recover and to make up for that. So difficult. And it goes for either player, for the Protoss or the Terran. And here it's in favor of the Protoss. Now, Classic doesn't have to push into this. He has to calm down. Like, remember, Classic, he's getting a 5th base. He's getting a 5th base up and running. Classic building up into +2, extendable lance, blink, more Colossus, 2nd Robo. Like, Classic does not have to push into this, and he shouldn't. Like, there's no reason to. He just has to calm down, chill, back off, and Classic will be the first to max out. Just has to play it slow. He's ready for a Zealot Rumbai, don't get me wrong, but doesn't have to move his main army into tank fire. Because that would be a way for ByuN to take a better fight and for ByuN to recover, is for Classic to lose his army. But Classic just has to calm down. Disruptor's now on the way. We can see Sensor Towers here for ByuN, so ByuN again is just turtling up. It's all he can do. Just turtling up back at home, snipes the Observer. We can see Classic, he's fanning out his units here. Likewise, a Doom Drop is another way for ByuN to come back in this game, so it's so important for Classic to throw down supporter pylons, and that's exactly what he does. Pylons are on the way. Zealots are fanning out, probes are fanning out to ensure that any drop gets spotted. And Classic getting a 6th. So he has double the base count, getting it to 6 bases, throws down 8 more gateways. The one thing that we're missing is a 3rd Robo. But even then, he has no extra gases, so he can't even afford, like, triple Robo production. And Classic, he will max. Now, when Classic maxes out, that would be the time for Classic to start trading and start pushing into this. Like, slowly but surely. It's not going to be the best fight for Classic. It's not going to be the most efficient fight. But remember, Classic, he has double the base. He's getting a 7th expansion. Like, Classic, he can afford to trade in efficiently, to back off, bleed off his Zealots, and then just replace. Just warp in, like, 12, 14 Zealots at a time after trading. That's all the Classic needs to do. Now he pokes in. Collapsing in the army. Nova goes off. Ooh, brutal connection. Classic, he bleeds off some Phoenixes, bleeds off some Zealots. These are all good things. Prism, ooh, gets thrown away. A little bit wasteful here for Classic, but he can just warp in. He can just keep going. Going to the CC. It's going to be a cancel. Here comes that Zealot Rumbai into the mineral line. Oh, taking down 9 SCVs. And more SCVs going down. Classic bleeds out a Disruptor. But as long as he can contain ByuN on 3 bases, that's all that matters. That's all that matters, just contain him. And again, he's on how many? He's on 19 gateways, by the way. He can warp in 19 Zealots at a time. Forcing some friendly fire. Nova's going off, going connected with the tanks. Ay, ay, ay. Now, ByuN, he will catch out the Disruptors and a Colossus. Not bad. Takes down 2, 3 Disruptors. Takes down almost both Colossus. But again, 19 Zealots at a time. Remember that. Like, that's what matters here. As Zealots, they just file in, they overwhelm, they swarm out of control. The Swarm toss back, he takes out all the tanks. What matters is the Gateway Army. And there it is. Oh, God. 19 Zealots at a time. Like, Like, these trades, they don't matter. He can throw away his army and just remax it almost instantly. I will say that, again, a third robo would be ideal for Classic, just saying. Third robo would be nice. ByuN, and now he does finish the CC. He's now landing his fourth. Now, this is where things get a little bit more serious. Classic, he cannot allow ByuN to expand like this. He needs to deny and delay this expansion even longer. Because if ByuN can get this up and running, ByuN can max out. If ByuN can max out, ByuN, he can have a more efficient army, he can take a fight and then counterattack, right? And then just counterattack, get across the map and look to end the game. That's where the economy in the bank matters that much less. Goes down. Nova's going to be going up. Oh my god! One connects and one is all it takes. Takes down all the ghosts. Yeah, the army crumbles. ByuN, he has almost nothing left here. Has to pull away. Pulls away with what little is left with 2 Marauders. Zealous, they do try to hit the 4th, but alas, army's in position. That was still a better fight for Classic. Took down how many ghosts? Took down 4. 4 ghosts just went down. And here come the Zealot Warpins. Nice EMP. EMP goes off, sniping Medivacs. Stalkers, they have to pull away. At the same time, oh my god, at the same time, Zealot busts into the mineral line. Planetary's not ready. And we get another 14 SCVs. Again, Classic just taking advantage of his larger army. The reality is that it's just supply. Like, it's just the size of the army here. Classic, he has enough to attack in both locations at once. ByuN does not. ByuN, he just doesn't have the numbers. Just, they're not there. Just not mathematically possible to defend both the 4th and the 3rd. He has to pick and choose. And with that, he will lose the mineral line. He's muling his heart out, trying to hold on, trying to survive. Oh. Novas, they pop up. They shut down the Bio. Oh god, we take the Novas to the face. The Novas are brutal. And Classic, he has done it. He has done it. I say that he doesn't have enough Zealots here. He's lacking Zealots. Lacking those Warpins. Where are they, by the way, as we're going... Classic taking one of ByuN's bases on his side. Let's go. Taking both golds. Yeah, here come the Zealots. Oh. Classic a little bit trigger happy there. And again, just chasing down the army. Diving on the Marauders. Not the best trades here from Classic, but he doesn't need them to be the best trades. ByuN, he's holding on. Good, more Zealots warping in. At this point, might be worth getting more gateways. Getting up to like 25-ish gateways. Let's pop up. Classic is maxed out. He has a lot of supply. Oh, he has a lot of supply in workers, actually. It's not helping. Oh. Yeah, likewise, not the best trades with his chargels either. ByuN, he's holding. He's holding. And I don't fault Classic too much yet for not taking. He does have the economy to, and likewise the bases to like work towards Sky Toss if he so chose to. Nova's going up. Nice target firing on every single disruptor. Oh my god. Disruptors go down. He does warp in Stalkers. Stalkers are not helping too much here. Yeah, rough fight for Classic. He bleeds out, what was that, 9 disruptors? 7. 7 disruptors go down. I think maybe 1 Nova connected. A very rough fight there for Classic. And again, the high Stalker count, it doesn't really, it's not amazing here. He needs more charge lots. There we go. Does focus on the Liberators. Zealots, they trade much better here. Catching out the Marauders and catching out the Ghosts. And this is the fight that Classic was hoping for. Oh, as he takes out almost every Ghost. That was 6. 6 Ghosts going down. And that makes up for the previous fight. Like, this is what he wanted. Oh my god. ByuN going for the gold. This is where, like, unironically, we could do with more gateways, just because we're trading so often. It's classic. He needs more warpins, needs more gateways. 19 is not cutting it. As there we go, he will still overwhelm, takes the fight, he will take over the CC, and GG gets called. Classic, he will break ByuN, and Classic will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Classic, he will claim the series, he will overwhelm. Again, Classic at a very strong start. You could see how everything snowballed out of control. When it came to the opener, when it came to the first Stalker and first Adept getting across the map, that dealt critical damage early on. It did slow ByuN down, and the follow-up going into the Hidden Phoenixes was also brutal. You remember when he revealed himself, he was able to get economic damage and contain ByuN. It was just a really rough start for ByuN. ByuN, he just never had any map presence whatsoever here. He gambled a little bit when it came to what he was hoping that his opponent was going up to. He was hoping it was a Blink Stalker based opener, not Phoenixes, and yeah, in the end, ByuN got punished. Classic was allowed to be so greedy, and even though, again, as you mentioned, he wasn't trading very efficiently, he wasn't taking up, it was fine. Like, he had a high enough base count, he could just keep trading. He could just keep trading. Like there was no need to transition into Colossus or transition into Tempest. He was far enough ahead where just non-stop warpins were enough. My biggest criticism towards the end, not enough gateways. He only had 19. I feel like getting up to like 25 or something would make warpins more consistent and make things a little bit cleaner towards the end. But regardless, GG, did overwhelm, takes it. Does take it in the end. And now we have our PvP finals. Up next, we have herO versus Classic in a best of 5. Let's go. Let us go. So we're getting here for the grand finals. Again, my condolences to ByuN. ByuN, unfortunately, again, like, it was just a really rough game too. We spoke about how it's difficult to retake momentum in TVP, and ByuN was behind for almost the start of the game, and he never was able to quite recover. Likewise, the map was working against him as well. Which did make it easier for Classic to contain and Classic to mass expand. And so now we're getting into our finals. Game 1, I feel like, was a better showing for ByuN. Like, game 1 on Ultra Love on a smaller map was where ByuN really showed like how aggressive he can be and how successful he can be with that aggression. Did lose in the end, but again, it was not a clean game by any means. Like, it was very chaotic, very back and forth, very intense game 1 on Ultra Love. Game 2 was just a little more dominant from Classic. Dominant. And here we go. We're now getting into the grand finals. Vetoes are underway, and game 1 is going to be on Pylon. Interesting. Okay, so based off of the vetoes, herO, he gets rid of the smaller maps. He gets rid of Ultra Love and Torches, so he gets rid of 2 of the smaller maps in the map pool. Meanwhile, Classic gets rid of the larger maps. He gets rid of Incorporeal and Last Fantasy. So both players with different approaches to the PvP, with very different vetoes. Here we go. The vetoes are done. We're loading into game number 1. Loading into that first game. So just trying to keep up with our schedule. God, GSL really does throw a wrench in the works. God. There's just so much to cast. So much to cover. And we'll tighten up. Here we go. The vetoes are done. You can hear the beeps. We are loading into the first game. We're loading into Pylon. Let's go. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a PvP, I should say, a Classic versus herO final specifically. Like, again, usually when it comes to the WardiTV Mondays, we have players like MaxPax, Clement, herO fighting for first place. But here, Classic has risen up the ranks. And now we have a very different kind of PvP finals. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of ByuN, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the other South Korean Protoss, the red Protoss, representing Virtus.pro. It is Classic. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as I'm sure this is going to be a very chaotic PvP. Coming into this, I do favor herO, definitely. I mean, herO, he is arguably the best Protoss player in the world at the moment, so he's definitely the one to beat. But we have seen Classic bring him to his knees, take maps, and even take series as well. As a Classic, he is the #2 Protoss in Korea. Here in Classic, they are top 2, at least when it comes to Korean Protosses. There is an argument that can be made for Zaun. I agree with that, especially at the start of the year. I do know that Zaun, he was very hot in January, like January, February, like that was peak Zaun. But recently, Zaun has been struggling a little bit more. I know that he's had definitely some thoughts about PvZ and even PvP as well. I remember casting KSL, I want to say like 2-3 weeks ago, when he was messaging herO. He was like, I don't know how you do it. It's like, man, you're so good. Here we go. Okay, we're calming down. We do have herO going for a fake proxy pylon, so herO, he does go for a fake out, and we'll see if Classic is able to confirm this. Meanwhile, 2-gate opener out of herO, 2-gate opener out of Classic. Always bet on toss. True. As Classic, he does take the bait. He does open Robo. This is a very safe opener. Basically, a Robo opener like this is a hard counter to a proxy. So if herO was actually committing to a proxy, then herO would be shut down. We know that it's a fake. That it is going to be fake. Now, once Classic realizes that there's no aggression coming his way, Classic, he can turn this defense into an offense, and he can turn this into a one-base all-in. As you can see, Classic is searching for the proxy, checking with the probe, checking with the adepts, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Meanwhile, herO just expands. He just expands, does open up, and again, when Classic figures out what's happening, and he will, as now he gets eyes on the Nexus, Prism is on the way. From here and going to another gateway. We'll see if Classic expands or if he throws down more gates. The probe is hidden. It does expand. Okay, it does expand, does take the natural. So we're calming things down, we're building up into a longer game. Classic is applying pressure, but he shouldn't get too much done here. Base is under fire. Gateway's just now finishing up. Here comes the warp in. Ooh, does cancel at the wrong moment though. Adepts, they bust into the main. They can one-shot probes. Nice. Very nice force fields. Oh my god, he shuts down the adepts. He still bleed out 3 probes, but a nice cleanup here from herO. Adepts are shut down. Classic still moving in. Here, sorry, Classic slipping into the main once again with the prism. You have to go 3 probes, he's gonna get more. Takes down another 2. Oh, takes down another 3. Almost 4. Z-Dubs to chase down. And with that here, he does look to stabilize. Now, remember, here he had the faster expansion, so even though he did lose a lot of workers, he had a higher probe count to begin with, so that does look to even things up. Here still has a slight worker lead, only slight. That's Classic back at home. He's pushing, going for the immortal production, making use of that robo. Classic is moving out across the map. He's committing. How many gates? He's on 2, soon to be 3 gateways. He can warp in 3 units at a time. He has a higher gateway count than herO. He has more reinforcements. He's going for the main. Going for the force field. And he will force field the ram. Ooh, locking herO out. Force the recall. Nice lift. Oh, going for a Phoenix. Shuts down the initial Immortal. And with that, herO holds. Wow, herO, he does hold on. Clutch Phoenix play. So he's away the prism. The force field is still hurting. But herO, he rotates in time. The Observer telling Classic everything he needs to know. Classic moving in. Force fields will slow him down. And herO, he still doesn't have Blink, he still doesn't have Immortals. And head-on fight, I do still favor Classic. Oh, but the Immortal does go down. Massive snipe. Snipes the Immortal. herO going for a proxy across the map. Blink is almost done. Classic down to 1 Immortal. Does come into the shade. Ooh, getting more damage. Boys are being pulled. They're getting 4 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Getting 5 probe kills. Workers go down. He breaks out across the map. Oh. Let's break out. Classic dropping into the main. And does drop in. There's 3 Immortals back at home. Like Classic, he will not be broken. And herO out of position. We're just going straight for probe kills. The prism is going to go down. Oh! Prism does fall. We shade into the natural, getting up to 6 more probe kills. And herO's economy getting in shambles. Still looking for more, getting up to 8. Oh no! And that's the probes they come back too soon, getting up to 10. 10, 11 worker kills. Does recall back home. Does go for the recall. Classic now with a higher Immortal count. With all those depths. Still shading across the map, still not stopping. And I don't really see herO doing much with this main army, not against 3 Immortals. Did I say 3? Up to 4 Immortals! It's crazy. Classic looking very comfortable with his main army. herO, he has to bypass the main army instead. Can potentially slip into the natural. Yeah, blinks in, goes for the dive. Dives in, gets a couple of probes. Oh. Rotating over, going for the recall. This wasn't quite worth it here. Leading out a lot of stalkers, and here come the depths once again. They just keep going. Another 3 probes. And our Classic is up to 5. He's up to 5 Immortals. He's pushing out here, doing everything he can to try to delay the push, to buy some time. And he gets punished for it. Yeah, so many Stalkers going down. herO bleeding out a massive portion of his army. Now, as he bleeds out Stalkers, I believe he's warping in Zealots. Oh, Charge is done. Yeah, Charge is done for herO. Zealots will help. As he's moving out once again. In a head-on fight, Classic will win. 100%. Like, Classic, he will win a head-on fight, but that's why herO is just non-stop counterattacking. Going for the 3rd. Once again, distracting Classic. Meanwhile, pushing in towards the natural. herO just trying to buy some time. And he will somewhat deny the warp in. Ah, but Classic, he doesn't stop. Oh, God. He doesn't stop. He does keep pushing. herO trying to buy some time. So far, nice force fields. Does zone classic away. herO finally making his own immortals. But is it too late? herO once again just being force fielded out. Stalker's getting caught. Classy just going straight for the kill, straight for the natural. And he does link back. The immortals are somewhat exposed, but now there's plenty of stalkers here. The boys are being pulled. herO getting desperate. The immortals, they hold their own. And Classic, he will shut this down. He will clean up the army. And there's almost nothing left here for herO. Got the entire game herO just torn apart by the Adepts and now by the Immortals. And GG gets called. Classic, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Classic does take a lead in the series. Again, the Adept harass was brutal, just non-stop aggression into the bases, into the main, into the natural. We saw that here, and likewise behind all of that, just slowly building up the immortal count over the course of the entire game, just more and more immortals, and herO just could not keep up. Here he was trying to counterattack and trying to buy time with his stalkers. If you recall, he was going for these 2 hit squads of stalkers, hoping to delay the push, but he just couldn't, especially on Pylon. Like Pylon, the rush distance by ground is very short, so once you move out, it doesn't take long to get across the map. So Classic, he just committed, and with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. With that, Classic takes a lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. And we'll see if herO can tighten things up, especially when it comes to the early game. And try to be the aggressor instead. Here we go. Here we go. This morning in the bottom left hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Down to the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if we can make a series out of this for Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the other South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. I'll be honest, it's so awkward introducing these teams just because Classic was on Twisted Minds for over a year. So it's so awkward casting a game with Classic, but introducing the other player being on Twisted Minds. Likewise, really awkward introducing Classic being on Virtus Pro as well. Like I have to get used to it. I have to get used to it. It's same with Shin. Like introducing Shin on Weibo Gaming, it's also like after saying a certain like phrase correlated to a certain player for so long, like it just feels awkward. But we'll get used to it, man. We'll get used to it. Again, we've had a lot of roster changes and a lot of team pickups over the past couple of weeks. I think most recently, Streamer Zone picked up SOS. We had ROC pick up Spirit, if I recall correctly. We've had a lot of roster changes recently, and I'm sure we're gonna be getting some more as well. I'm sure there's gonna be some more roster changes and some more pickups over the next couple of weeks in the lead up to EWC. For now, we are going to be dipping in. As a reminder, last game, herO, he faked out a proxy pylon. He got punished for it. He got punished very hard. This time, opening up Stargate. Oh, right, of course. Gate, Cyber into Stargate into an expansion. Economic build here by herO, and Classic opens up 2 gates. So Classic, he has the option to turn this into a 1-base all-in to punish herO, as herO is cutting corners and herO is being greedy. Now, the other option here is that Classic, he could delay his 3rd and 4th units and go for a faster Nexus and try to keep up economically with his opponent. Nah, it's good. Never mind. 1-base all in. Let's go. Classic is going for the 1-base all in, and we'll see if herO can hold and survive. Now, herO with this Stargate, he should be going Oracle first. If he realizes what's happening, though, we should be seeing a Void Ray. And he scouts. He confirms. Yeah, he does confirm the pylon. Does confirm the proxy gateway. Still going for the Oracle. Bold move. Does commit to the Oracle. Meanwhile, the one base all in is coming into high gear. It's going to be a one base 4 gate all in, and already herO taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage. The Stalker barely escapes. Just barely. And this Oracle has a lot of work to do. Now, Classic, he is aware of the Stargate. He knows, so we should be seeing a safety shield battery back at home to keep him safe. As Classic, he does reinforce that 4th gateway. Extra pylon. And the Oracle is moving out. Meanwhile, Void Ray is on the way for herO. Opening up with his Void Ray. Oracle does zoom across. But the stasis is very nicely done. The stasis pops off, shuts down 5 of those Stalkers. Ay, ay, ay. The MVP Oracle. Oracle hits the main. But there are units in position. Oracle is zoned away. Oracle is forced back. Classic is holding back at home, but at the same time, herO is buying a lot of time here for the Void Ray. But doesn't matter. Like, he still only has 2 Stalkers. I mean, we're up against, what, 11 Stalkers here. Classic, he can 2-shot. Bleeds out a Stalker. Does bleed out a Stalker. Speaking of, another Stalker is getting very low. Ooh, yeah, bleeds out another Stalker. 2 Stalkers go down. herO picking up whatever he can, but he's down to 1 shield battery. He has lost control of the natural. Has lost control. Stays trapped behind the army. I get spotted. Get shut down. herO trying to be cheeky. As the Nexus does fall. Likewise, herO upon losing that Nexus, he supply blocks. He can't make anything. Brutal supply block. Classic, he just expands. He just expands from here. Classic is just building up, getting to a better economy. Classic, he is in a very secure position. Classic, he does not have to break this. He can just expand. He can just expand and build up into a longer game. There we go. Twilight Council's on the way for Blink. Classic getting further ahead. And herO is hurting. As the Oracle does hit the main. Going for the stasis. Oh, I'm not able to pull the voice in time to focus it down. Stasis goes off, catching 4 probes. herO getting some counter damage. Likewise, Void Rays, they just zoom across the map. They did slip by. I mean, these are the moves that herO has to go for. Not bad. Gets a Stalker. Takes down 1, 2, 3 Stalker kills. Classic racing back home. And herO trading well here. Trading very well, as long as he gets away though. As Blink is not yet done, but 1 Void Ray does fall. 2 Void Rays even. But herO does pull out. Does pull away. He breaks out, he did force the recall. So here he's able to break out and retake his expansion or turn this into a 1 base all in. herO, he's still in this. But as time goes on, it's getting worse and worse for herO. Remember, Classic, he's on 2 bases. He's building up that worker count. Likewise, Blink is also on the way. That's also a very secure way for Classic to just win this game. Get into Blink Stalkers. herO is moving out. Does move out. Likewise, no shield batteries. Uh-oh. Yeah, shield battery's not ready. Void Ray does fall. So Classic has to pull away. So if I just buying time with those force fields. Force fields do run out. Voids are being pulled. Shield battery is not ready. Neither is Blink. And this is herO's moment. He has to end the game here and now. But reinforcements, they do file in. Zoning away the Prism. Prism gets turned away. All the pros are falling. herO, he's pushing in. He's close. He's so close. Oh no! The Immortal. The Immortal's getting low. The Prism goes down. The Immortal as well. And Classic holds. Classic, he is holding. Again, herO, he was so close to breaking Classic. I did kill all the workers, that is true, but Blink is soon to finish. And remember, herO, he's still on one base. He still has no economy. He's not stopping though. He's not stopping. He's rebuilding the Immortal. Rebuilding the War Prism. herO is getting ready for the second wave. It's getting ready here for the second push. Classic, he has to be careful.
I am here in the shadows.
Fix in. Doesn't quite get the Stalker. Oh, there we go, nice snipe. Takes down the Stalker, pulls away. And just making use of his more mobile army. Does not catch the Prism. Oh my god. Almost. Instead, he gets caught instead. Nice force fields. Getting one, getting two, getting up to three. Okay, getting two Stalkers. The boys are being, I mean, he's all in. Like, here he's completely all in. The boys are being pulled. Classic, if he wants to, he can just give up the natural. He can just give up on the natural and pull into the main and defend the main base instead. But here he's going to make a stand. Does recall. He's got a shield battery. He has the NG overcharge. He can also pull the boys. Nice force fields looking down those sentries. Just buying more time for extra warpins. More warpins coming in. Boys are being pulled. And Classic, he should be able to hold on here. Goes to the dive. Takes down the Immortal. Or at least does force it back. The boys are going down. Oh no! Oh, the Prism! Prism falls as well. And that's all herO had. That's all he had left. Down to nothing. GG gets called. And Classic, he will take a 2-0 lead. 1 game away from becoming this week's champion. GG. Whew, oh my god. Unomas, one more game is all he needs. Again, herO, he did go for a very greedy build, going for the initial Stargate into Expand. Meanwhile, Classic, he went for the one base all in. Went for the one base all in, went for the 4-gate Blink Stalker, or 4-gate Stalker, I should say. And he was able to get some very nice pickoffs on the low ground. He was able to, once again, herO, he had quite a greedy response. He had delayed shield batteries, delayed second gateway, more importantly. Didn't really have much of him to defend, and he was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed very quickly. herO, he lost control of his own natural. And once the natural went down, that was game then and there. That was almost game then and there. It was impressive what herO achieved afterwards. Like, I was very impressed by his Void Ray harass and his Oracle harass, where he was trying to even things up. And it was close when it came to the initial, to herO's all-in, but barely not enough. Barely not enough. GG, well played. And again, Classic needs Unomas one more game to become our champion, as we load into a very large map, as we load into Maganatha. Oh boy. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing Twisted Minds, down heavily in the series. He has to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Red Protoss player, the Red Protoss himself, representing Virtus Pro. It is a Classic. We go. So we are jumping into our PvP, into our grand finals. And Classic Unomas, one more game is all he needs. herO, he did attempt to go for an economic opener last time, and he was punished for it. Does he attempt again? I'm sure, I mean, especially on Maganatha, I feel the gates into Cybercore. No, never mind. 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of herO. Classic. Where's the second gateway? Non-existent. Okay, the turns have tabled. And herO, he has the option to one base all in. What's happening here? Cybercore. So Gateway into Cybercore, into Stargate, into Nexus, and Classic is now the one going for a greedy build. If you recall, last game, herO was in this position. herO, he was the one being greedy, and herO was the defender as a result. Now the turns have tabled, Classic is being the defender, Classic is being greedy, and herO has to make a choice. herO, does he respond with a one-base all-in like Classic did, or does herO play from behind? Or does he try to catch up economically, I mean? He could try to skip his units. If he skips and delays his third and fourth unit here, I mean, yeah, Sentry. Sentry opener, no second unit, faster Nexus. At least that's the hope. So here he's going to try to play catch up. Basically, despite going for a 2-gate opener, he delays any kind of second unit. I say that Stalker is on the way. I mean, he's forced to make a unit just because of the pylon block. Oh. As the probe does actually not commit. Going back in. Does get the pylon. There it is. There's that block. Classic, he already has the Nexus. He went for a Nexus before Stargate. Very greedy here by Classic. So insanely fast Nexus. Meanwhile, herO, Stargate first. Now, this is not an all-in. herO, he will expand. He is going for his delayed expansion in favor of the Stargate. Now, with this Stargate opener, it means that herO can harass with Oracles, and he can try to make up for his later expansion. It's going to be up to Classic to keep up with the Oracle harass. As Classic moves out with the Hallucination, and with that, he will confirm the Oracle is on the way. So, very nice scout here from Classic. He does go in, he does confirm the Stargate, he's aware of the Oracle, he knows. And Classic, he responds with his own Stargate. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Stargate response out of Classic. I say interesting because this Stargate is quite late. It's a late Stargate, which means the Oracle is already going to get across the map. Like, a Phoenix response will not save his mineral line. Hero's poking in. Oracle gets across, already damage being dealt. The shield battery is just now finishing up, but that's still going to be... Oh, not a single probe kill, actually. Whew. Very clutch defense. Very clutch defense here by Classic. He protects his base. He zones away the Oracle. Likewise, Twilight Council follow-up here from Classic. Oracle gets in, gets one, gets two. Takes down 2 workers. Not bad. Was anything done with the Stargate? Oh, Phoenix, sorry, going for his own Oracle. Interesting. Classic's moving out. But herO is ready for this. So, yeah, I'm not too in love with the Stargate response out of Classic. He gets one. That's 1 probe so far. From here, he pulls away. Classic taking a much faster third. And building up towards the mid-game. Alright, building up. Here is still poking in. I mean, the Oracle does have more value, especially in the current meta. True. There we go. Yeah, NG overcharge. Throws down 1 stasis here in between the bases, another stasis outside of the third. Hero's pushing in. Hero throws down extra gateways. Let's go. He's getting into a 4-gate blink. So 2 base 4-gate blink out of herO. Oh no! It takes the stasis to the face. Oh no. Does take the stasis. Classic, he breaks out. He can take the fights, and hero's in trouble. herO bleeds out a Stalker, loses the pylon. Probe is forced back. And Classic, he wants those Stalkers. Bleeds out a sentry. Oh, there's a blink. herO does blink away. There's the proxy 5th gateway and a 6th gateway as well, so 2 ace, 6 gate all in. Oh no! Oh, to Classic as he takes the stasis once again. Everything gets stasis. And is that game? That might just be game. There's nothing. There's no army here. The pylons are going down. The 3rd base is being broken. And herO, he may just win the game off of that 1 stasis trap. With the counter stasis, getting 2 stalkers. Stasis running out. Does run out. Classic, can he take a fight? Oh god, not like this. Yeah, bleeding out a lot of stalkers, but reinforcements are coming in. It's gonna be close. But here he has the advantage. Forcing him back. Shield batteries are repowered, not bad. They are repowered, but despite that, here is still taking down so many stalkers. Clutch defense. Classic is holding on. He's barely holding on, getting into +1. Now we have a gateway explosion. Remember, Classic, he has less gateways than herO, so he has less warp-ins. You're just forcing himself in. Oof. Does punish the stalkers. So many stalkers go down. And again, we need those stasis traps. We need them. He should be aware. See Classic. Oh, the bait! Oh no, the bait! Baits him in. Another stasis. Ay, ay, ay. Classic. He's doing it. He's holding. And that gateway explosion, it's gonna finish. The gateways are finishing up. Classic, he can soon warp in. Likewise, another stasis go. Oh god, the stasis traps. They just keep connecting. They keep connecting. There's 3 shield batteries here within range. And herO taking a rough fight. And he's running out of steam. Remember, he's all in. Remember, there's no 3rd base behind this. There's no expansion. There's no economy. The all in is failing for herO. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for Classic, as he is freely mining on 3 bases. And now the gateways are done. +1 about to kick in. Robo's on the way. herO going for another blink. And he'll lose everything. Yeah, the blink just wasn't worth it. GG gets called, and Classic, he will claim the series 3-0, becoming this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. Oh, GG, well played. Classic popping off here tonight in the finals. Very impressive, very well played. Classic does claim it. The predictions were heavily in favor of herO. I don't blame the predictions. Again, herO, he is the best Protoss player in Korea, arguably the best Protoss player in the world. But despite that, herO tonight, Classic, he was on point. I would say that more often than not, Classic was just responding really well to herO. herO, he was usually dictating the pace of the game. For example, in this game, herO was the one being all in and Classic was the one responding to that. We also had the previous game on ley lines, herO going for the more economic start and Classic responding to that and going for his own all in to punish herO. In general, Classic was doing such a great job here at keeping up and punching herO time and time again. The pylon game was the most impressive one, I feel, where Classic was just non-stop going for a depth harass and doing so much damage. herO had a really hard time keeping up with Classic on pylon. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, Classic, he will be our champion. A very crazy turn of events is what I will say. Coming into these tournaments, usually we favor players like MaxPax, Clem, and herO, right? Those are the 3 that pop off. But this week, there was no Clem, and this week, MaxPax, he met his end early at the hands of Mana. Like, Mana, he popped off in PvP, he shut down at MaxPax real fast and real quick, and it was Classic who came out on top instead. And Classic, he did not have an easy run whatsoever. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Classic, he took down Cure, he took down ByuN, he took down herO as well. Some big wins there for Classic. Take down Cure, ByuN, and herO. You could argue maybe the hardest run into the finals. And with that, congratulations. Congratulations to Classic. GG. GG, well played. Proved to have the stronger PvP here on the night this evening. And if you want to tune into some more StarCraft tonight, then if you want to tune into more herO, more Classic, more MaxPax as well, Monday Night Weeklies. Monday Night Weekly here, that is the weekly European tournament that does take place every single week. That is going to be in 1.5 hours though. That's still a ways off, and oh boy, that's typically where these players have rematches. They all come in, they all have their rematches, some of them get their revenge, others do not, and they all face off in another weekly tournament. When it comes to our next broadcast, Pegasaur Monday has been moved. Pegasaur Monday is no longer Pegasaur Monday, it is now Pegasaur Wednesday. That's, I guess, Tuesday, depending where you are in the world. Wednesday here in Australia. But Pegasaur Monday has been moved 24 hours. Has been moved over 24 hours. So our next broadcast is not going to be that Pegasaur Monday event. Let us switch our scenes over and catch up on our schedule here. Oh boy, this schedule graphic is out of date, so I do apologize. But we just wrapped up with the WardiTV Monday, and you can see Tuesday morning, usually we have Pegasaur Monday. Because it has been moved 24 hours, just flip Pegasaur Monday and GSL. Just flip those events. GSL, the qualifiers, we're going to be covering those in a couple of hours. That is going to be in around 9 hours time. In around 9.5 hours, we're going to be live with the GSL qualifiers. For those that are curious, the GSL qualifiers, they were held last week. And no one cast it live. No one ever does cast it live. The last time it was live casted was like 7 years ago. Pre-COVID was the last time it was ever casted live. I know people always ask about it, and we have to give the same answer, is that it's never really casted live ever. Last time that happened was like, yeah, many years ago. But only replay casts, and a lot of other casters have already covered it. I know that ZombieGrub did a replay cast, I know that Wardy did a replay cast, I know that Steadfast did a replay cast. We are doing our own. We had no time last week. We just had a fully booked schedule, and not just that, but I did have some extra time off last week because of the Big Bang Brought show match, right? Because we were playing in the show match. I did have some, I did actually like remove some casts just so I can sleep and get some rest and actually be, you know, in tip-top shape for the show match, which did work out quite well, by the way. But that's why we had a little bit less coverage last week. But now we have to catch up this week. So we have the GSL qualifier cast. That is going to be tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening, and also I believe on Thursday as well. No, sorry, on Friday. That's it, on Friday. So 3 days of, three broadcasts of GSL qualifiers. There's a lot of matches. I think there's like 16 best of threes, and we're going to cut that up into 3 different broadcasts. So do check out the VODs if you can't watch it live. Otherwise, make sure you tune in live if you haven't seen them yet. We're going to be covering and casting every single match in the GSL qualifiers. There's a lot to go over, there's a lot to indulge in, a lot to embrace, and we basically have a full GSL day tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening. So 2 casts back to back, and we'll be wrapping up the GSL qualifiers on Friday. Again, this schedule is a little bit out of date. Basically we have, I believe on Friday, no, not on Friday, on Thursday, sorry, on Thursday. So again, we'll fix up the schedule. In general, the schedule is accurate, like, you know, when it comes to a lot of the events, but we will be updating this tomorrow. We'll be updated. Again, there's just a lot of adjustments going on and a lot to go over. But yes, tomorrow is a full day of GSL qualifier coverage. Wednesday is going to be Pegasaur Tuesday on Wednesday. Not confusing at all. Thursday is going to be the next day of GSL qualifiers. Friday we have Little League Cup and Kanoya show matches. We have Uthermal 2v2 circuit on Saturday. We have the May Mayhem potentially as well. We have the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. We have more WardiTV Monday. We have more Uthermal 2v2. There's just so much content. There's just so much StarCraft, and we'll do our best to schedule it all as best we can throughout the course of the month. We'll do our best. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, thanks so much for tuning in, and again, our next broadcast here on the channel is going to be in 9.5 hours with some GSL qualifier coverage. So we'll see you guys in 9.5 hours. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you can't wait that long, if you want some more StarCraft, I believe Steadfast, Rotterdam, and ZombieGrub, they are going to be, and sometimes Wardy as well, they do cast the Monday night weeklies. We don't. We're going to be sleeping at the time, but they cover that European tournament, so they got you covered there. For some European on European action, they got you covered. Again, that's in an hour and a half. Otherwise, thanks for watching. You can also support us in other ways. You can support us via Patreon if you wish. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis, so if you want to help support the players and support the scene, you can do so via Patreon. It's all there. You can support us there if you wish. Otherwise, you can also support us by following us on all the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. You can follow us if you wish. We do post whenever we go live. Otherwise, of course, the shameless plug. If you want to see some live VIP, action when it comes to playing StarCraft, I did compete in a show match a couple of days ago. The link is in the chat, so you can watch the VOD there. It was casted by Rotterdam. It was in the Big Bang Bouts. If you want to tune in, it's all there. We had some fun. I did practice a lot for it. I put in a lot of work doing custom games and laddering. I did for 10 days straight, and it paid off. And now I'm retired. I'm retired. Never again, Bobby. Never again. Oh no, get me out of here. But otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, Bobby. Ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.